y'all gonna do.
In the union forever. I'm like, this girl got a bunch of cats.
I've been knowing John since I was about 10 years old.
Oh, okay.
He's played for my father, church team.
Okay, yeah. He talked about hooping, but he said his legs too bad now. He said he was young.
Well,
He said he's still coach.
Any hoop story he embellished, call me.
Well, Courtney don't wonder what you call that last year.
Get a picture.
Did y'all win the last
Oh,
year?
yeah. No, you know what? We ain't won since Slim left.
That was 2 years, what, 3 years ago?
2 years ago.
Yeah,
Once
yeah.
Slim left, we gonna start taking some L's, man. No. Once Slim left, man, when he went to DC,
Yeah.
we gonna start taking some L's. I was like, we need to find us a 40 and over league and start rocking over there.
Yeah. I let Slim last week, okay. Yeah, he tried to DJ and stuff, so I like helping him out with some things.
Yeah, who going out there? I think Trice.
Oh, okay.
Trice, Two Bro, somebody else. They going out to the Lions game out there. They gonna hang
Oh,
out with
for
him
real?
that weekend. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they going out there.
When the Redskins?
Yeah, Lions and Redskins. I think they're going out there. Hang out with them that weekend.
He'd be out telling me like, outside, getting them pointed, getting them stuff to get, whatever.
Shout out to UAW getting that deal signed today.
You already tapped it?
Don't know what it was, but I'm going to read into it.
Oh, you talk, make sure the three of the green dots in front of you when you talk, whatever.
Okay.
So make sure it's directly in front of your face, whatever.
I don't know what it is, but
Can't drink too much, I ain't drive tomorrow. Got this gig, for route racing, all I do is just drive trucks.
Okay.
That's all I do. So like I need not to go that much.
We're in state. Is it all
In state.
Okay.
Yeah, just
I'm
I
laying the mail at the door.
like new trucks, like the trucks that come off the line, like today when they drive at
Security
Silverado
guard should be
2020,
there, man.
stuff like that. We drive it just to test it, like everything, like a regular driver, like drive good, I got a whole 2-page checklist I got to do.
Okay.
Like how the sounds, the gas mileage comparable to what they say it is.
Okay.
So yeah, so like I need not to be too inebriated today. But he'll be like, yeah, the car accident on the second job. Mike's hot.
You have reached the voicemail box of two.
Yeah, I was like, so hit the doorbell, but man, he'd come down, he had came down the elevator and I hit him like, God dang, he ain't here. It's 9 o'clock. Who was at the door, you said?
Mel Bender, comedian.
Okay.
Yeah, you know Mel, don't you?
Yep.
I was at that I asked you on the air too, but how did double play go?
What?
The Baker's double, how'd it go?
The other one closed out. The other one,
really?
they sound system went out. They let everybody know like the day.
Oh, that was whack.
Yeah.
Eh?
Yeah, I was about to be like, I'm about to do this. That's two totally different bakers.
Yeah, I heard. I had to do it Baker's that night.
I did straight.
Nigga never called me. I was like, man, when you go on, just hit me up, all right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to laugh, man. Just hit me up. Kelly, Baker's
Bakers
with
is
three.
Bakers is a real, that's a real test.
Ain't no
That's a
day, no
real
joke.
test.
Niggas
Like-
was roast shooting that joint.
Right.
Oldest jazz bar in the world.
Yeah, when you at Baker's, it's a totally different vibe because you gotta be funny like right away off top.
Impromptu
you
show
can't-
this week, October 30th.
That's right. Devil's Night.
Old school.
Right. It's Angels Night when Archer was at mayor.
Angel's nice.
He sure did. I had to do all those prayer breakfasts.
Bring back them Tony Young Devil's Night.
Bring back them White Castle bells. Remember White Castle used to give out them little punk ass bells?
I remember that.
Yeah.
We used to have to ring bells on New Year's Eve instead of gunshot.
Instead of gunshot. Oh yeah, that's what it was. New Year's. It wasn't double.
Yeah,
It was New
yeah.
Year's. Ringing bells instead of gunshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Episode 42, we James Worthy around this mug.
Devil's Night.
Who else is 42?
Ronnie Lott.
Ronnie Lott.
42nd episode of the Corner Pocket Podcast. What's up, Jeff, bro?
Oh man, Jeff, bro, what up, bro? Man, that's my guy.
I think I'm gonna have we got my man Mel finna walk in the building.
Good up. Yep.
Yeah, finna walk in the building. We need one more chair.
We got my man.
Yeah, that's cool right there, y'all.
Got my boy Courtney. Known this dude since 1991.
I wouldn't even call it this was I saw these niggas at Baker's Monday, and I'm like, man, you know what? I need to kick it with y'all cats, man. Come Wednesday, and they coming.
That's a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Beautiful day.
Yeah, you got. Oh yeah, clean up. Yeah. Let my man Mel get his shit together.
I don't need no headphones. What's that?
Oh, okay. I don't think it's on everything.
Yeah, but on,
Yeah.
Back to the green button though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
we got. Oh, they wait a minute. It's not over there. Oh, there they go. Yeah. For your troubles.
No, I'm good, bro.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
We about to wrap. We're gonna have some laughs today.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
Can't play.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
I could have heard y'all without this microphone.
I don't know how long my nigga Mel been in the game, but I know I ain't never seen him miss a Baker's night. Yeah. Rest in peace to the legend Kool-Aid. Anything Kool-Aid was at, I know I saw Mel. And I saw the nigga on a fucking commercial one day, man, and I was just chilling one day. What commercial was that, huh, dog?
Flint Airport commercial. It depends, man.
Yeah.
I've done 43, so it depends.
43.
Oh, wow.
That's one more than this episode of this podcast.
right.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
That'll work, man. Make some motherfucking noise for Mel, motherfucker. Yeah. Introduce your hoss.
That's right. Got my buddy. Know him since he was in ninth grade. I was in 10th. He was in our gym class, whatever. Always been a funny cat. He's doing his Courtney Too Funny on Instagram. My man Courtney Springer. What up, though?
What up?
I didn't know we was friends on the Facebook already.
Yeah. Because through my man Freeze, went ahead and linked up with you. Yeah, I done seen you. He was telling me you was funny too, so I try to put my name out with everybody, so I can get on.
That'll work.
How long
man.
you been doing it, bro?
I've been doing it for like 3-4 years now.
Yep.
One of the first shows I did, Mel was there.
Okay.
And he took a minute, told me some things, pointed out some
That
stuff
nigga
from
funny,
my
Mel.
routine.
That nigga
He
funny.
getting there. He got some good material, man. He got some good material. Now, if he wasn't funny, I say it. Y'all know me. Don't
Yeah.
For sure.
I hurt people's feelings.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
that's what I liked about y'all whole little Rat Pack crew. If a nigga ain't funny, y'all will say it. Them niggas
Yeah,
Kool-Aid,
we have
rest
to,
the
man.
song.
Oh, yeah.
that's big.
Kool-Aid, man. Yeah.
Hey,
He ain't play no game right.
We got to, man. That's the only way you're going to get better.
Yeah. Now, how long you been in the game?
I'm 19 years in, man.
Ooh,
19.
Damn.
That's actually who got me started. I started off at the Comedy Castle in Royal Oak.
Mark Ridley's.
Yeah, Mark Willis. Then Mike Bonner told me, he said, man, start doing some of the urban rooms. So I started doing the urban rooms. And my goal was, I had set a goal for myself to do, I wanted to get a standing ovation in front of every crowd. A young crowd, thug crowd, church crowd, mainstream crowd, all this. I got something.
Okay.
And all that. So what I did was, I accomplished that. So Mark really started managing me probably 3 years in the game. And then he signed me on. I did a 10-year contract with him, traveled all over the world. I was headlining his club after 4 years. Which
You
is almost
bullshit.
unheard of.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's almost unheard of for the comedy castle.
Yeah.
So I never looked back, man. My goal was to get better than everybody else.
And this is what you do.
This is all I do, man.
Yeah.
Crack jokes.
Yeah.
Crack, gotta love it, man.
Heck yeah. That's
A
what's up.
contract, was you scared to sign a contract?
Not with him, because he's a good dude. And I knew, because I was doing, man, it started off like, I was with NACA. So he said, we're going to get you some shows. So when I auditioned for NACA, I got about maybe 32 shows, I think, the first time. And the shows was like 3,500 a piece. So I was like bouncing all over the country, doing these colleges. So I probably made a little bit over 150,000. So I was like, good. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna stick with this. And so worked out with him, started doing commercials. Never look back, man.
150 G's.
Oh yeah.
That's yearly.
Yeah, no, that was probably about 7 months.
Damn. That's been good money my entire life.
Yeah.
No matter what you do.
Yeah, no matter what I do. Yeah.
No, it was cool. Like I say, it was with the colleges though. So if you get in that lane, then you're good. If you get in that lane, then and I'll tell all the comedians, if that's something you want to do, get with NACA. Get in there, because that's where.
Explain what that is.
Well, it's like all colleges have a budget or a grant that they get. They get an entertainment grant.
Yeah.
So what they do, they bring in. They can bring in a show. Now you got a lot of colleges that won't give you a lot of money, but those grants are to pay, like, okay, they may have a comedy portion. We can pay up to $30,000 for comedy. So what they'll do, they'll bring in, like, it depends. They could bring in a big name and just pay him $30,000 one time, or they can bring in smaller names and do like 3 shows out of the year. So I was headlining the show. You got to do like 60 minutes. So I was doing about 60 minutes per show, and so what they do, I think mine was probably more like in the 35. I did a couple for $1,500, $3,500 range to about $5,500 range. So it stayed up in there. So that was cool. So and then what it is, like, you could travel like every week. I was doing like Iowa State, Notre Dame, a lot of colleges. You just hitting all these colleges. 60 minutes of material. So I'll tell any comedian that's in the game, if that's something you want to start at, get you 60 minutes. Got to be 60. They time you. No, when I tell you, if you do 58, they won't pay you.
Wow.
Yeah, like, no, they'll show you too. They'll be like, you stopped at 58, and they will keep that check. But you go in.
That's why I would like a clock under me. A clock that only I can see.
Yeah.
I noticed that in a lot of comedy shows.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that ticker be under you.
Oh,
How
yeah.
long were you in the game before you had 60 minutes?
Probably about. Well, when I was doing NACA, I had about 40 minutes. So Howie Bell gave me some advice. He said, talk about the city you in.
My nigga.
So do about 15 to 20 on the city you in, and then do your material. So every time I would land, the plane land, I'm driving, they have a car pick me up. So as I'm driving, I'm looking around. Okay, that's funny. I'm around. Okay, let's go. Hey, what about the McDonald's that was over there in the hood? Blah blah blah. That I passed. So you would come up with the material. But 60 minutes, man, it take about anywhere from about 6 years, about 6 years, 6, 7 years. Take a look. Or you got people like K-Dub, Lil Duval. They came in the game. It depends on how you write, because Lil Duval started headlining probably. He wasn't even doing comedy a year, and he didn't have a gang of jokes, but he could talk his way into stuff.
Yeah.
K-Dub had jokes. K-Dub wrote.
I always remember him as the little nigga with the locks that hang with T.I. Before I knew he was a comedian. Yeah, because there was the little skits going on.
Yeah.
It was, and niggas forget he had them long ass locks. Yeah, back when they was beefing with Shorty Low Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
So now, then I say, man, it took off. Like I say, it depends on how much you write. That's all. Like, because somebody can talk for 60 minutes and not have substance. So that's why you say, come out the gate with your city joke. Like if you in Chicago, okay, we all know things about Chicago. We can hit Chicago a little bit, then get into your act. But don't, just because you got a lot of comedians, and here's when everything get real. When the comedians hear me say stuff like this, and I don't really care about, I call any comedian out. It's probably about 75% of the comedians in the city of Detroit that swear they got headline time. And I can tell you it's probably 8% of the comedians in Detroit that got headline time.
Wow.
So, and they know, see, just because like I did 45 minutes, no, you did about 15 of jokes, and then you started messing with the crowd, you was pausing.
I done seen some serious like hip hop beef amongst comedians.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I done seen it. Like ever since I like started, When I met these
When
kids.
look, when this dude was up there being a comedian, this motherfucker need to get back in the game. I'm calling him out.
Yeah. I got one foot up. I'm getting
Yeah.
I'm getting
Thank
up there.
you.
Yeah.
Get back in the game.
I'm
I
keep
just
talking
used-
shit.
I used to sit up under them cats, man. Like,
Right.
All the time.
I'm-
And you just stop coming around.
Yeah, I am. I'm
Yeah, it was a show at Starters over there in Plymouth. Mel, Coco, Martez, Martini Harris, they all sitting at the table. I sat at the next table because I just wanted to hear what they was talking about.
For sure.
I ain't had shit to add to the conversation, but I
That's
wanted
smart.
to hear them.
Hell yeah.
And what they was talking about.
That's
and
smart.
Stuff that you hearing from them, I'm like, okay.
That's the kind of circle you say the wrong shit, you stump.
Oh, yeah, that's why I ain't say shit. That's why I ain't say shit. That's why I just sat there and listened.
You be like, what you say?
Everybody looking at
Get his ass. Get his ass.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Hey, family, look, I'm pulling him out there. I always fuck with him. That's my bro. I love him to death. But I'm like, who ain't even say your ass supposed to be out there? Quit bullshit.
Yeah, man, it's-
I remind him that every time,
It's
too, man.
definitely a bullshit.
Yeah.
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 It's
I
no,
don't
it's
know
no
what you waiting
excuse.
on, man.
It's no excuse, and I have no, I don't have no answers.
I'm gonna stay on him though.
The longest I ever done was 17 minutes, and when I say it's nothing to brag about, but it flew by. It flew by because everything I was doing was good that day. And
That's why I go fast.
yeah,
When you bombing, 17 minutes is 4
I
hours.
fly.
Hey,
I fly.
5 minutes.
Right.
5 minutes.
I
is a long
crashed after
time.
that. I
5
crashed
minutes
after
is a long
that.
time.
But you know the one thing about bombing too, man. Some nights you did not bomb. You think you bombed.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes it's the crowd.
Yeah,
And,
that-
you know,
You're just
it's
hard
the
on
crowd.
yourself. Just being hard on yourself.
I don't like dumbing down, and you know.
Yeah.
So what a comedian friend, a comic friend, told me don't dumb down. If they don't get it, fuck it.
Yeah, that's right. Never.
Yeah,
Always bring
don't-
them to your level. Don't
Yeah.
ever.
And Mel been in it 19 years, I've been in it 3. That's something I'm learning. Like I used to feel like if I'm at somewhere in the suburbs, I gotta say it this way. But when I go to Baker's, I gotta say it this way. But I've heard him say and other people say, funny is funny. So no matter where you at, you know, you gotta make your funny be funny to them. That's just the way
Absolutely.
it is. So
Yeah, Howie
and like you
Bell.
say, not dumbing it down and none of that.
Yeah, Howie gave me some of the coldest game ever. He invited me to a clean show at a church one time. And I'm like, how do I not cuss? And he told me, stop focusing on the cussing and focus on the funny.
Yep.
Right, I never forgot that. Yeah, I never forgot that. So
That's absolutely.
that's
true.
one of my favorite cats, dude.
Yeah, how you good?
Yeah.
Good people,
Happy
good
birthday
people.
today.
Oh,
Happy
for
birthday.
real?
Yeah,
Oh,
happy
how
birthday.
Happy birthday today!
Oh, this
Yeah.
nigga, oh man.
Yeah, y'all ain't know that.
Oh,
See how they played you out?
Oh, shit. Oh, I'm gonna have to call my man
It
later.
ain't at
man.
midnight?
No.
Damn.
Howie in LA, shout out
Yeah,
to
he
him,
out in
man.
La La.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
my
saw
dude.
him
His wife out
yesterday.
there, yeah.
We've been opening up for D-Ray all weekend, he
Yeah,
said.
doing his
Yeah,
thing, man.
yeah, that'll work.
Howie.
They forgot your birthday, Howie. It's all good.
You right.
Yeah.
Hey, we ain't forgot it till the 12:01. So happy birthday, Howie.
Hey,
Make a point.
You know what? You know what, Howie? To have a birthday on the same day as John Witherspoon Death Day, it'll make you forget it.
Yeah.
Shame on us.
And Devil's Night. Right.
And the right.
Devil's Night. Devil's Night ain't what it used to be.
It's hell no.
I need
Hell
to-
no.
I want, yeah, bring back them coming young devils. Yeah.
Burning houses.
Burn the house down.
down, right.
Burn your house down. Oh, God, I'm sorry. Forgive me, I'm just kidding.
Hey, right, because y'all know we're going to end up on the news.
Right. Like local podcasts advocating doubles
Nah, we just playing.
Hey, no, fuck that.
The city of Detroit has seen a
Let's get some
spike
publicity
in
up here, man.
arson fires this evening.
My man telling me I was listening to a podcast. They told me to burn some shit down.
Right.
So I did it.
Right.
Yeah, I remember Tupac got in
I was
trouble
just about to
over
say,
that.
remember the
Yeah.
white dude said Tupac told
He
him
sure
to
did. I remember that. Great mind.
Yeah.
I was just
But
about
before
to say.
Tupac, all that white metal was making kids.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, all them hidden messages mixed in that, and yeah, it's ridiculous. What, Courtney? Did you know Kool-Aid?
No, never got a chance to.
Oh, you missed
Oh,
out.
yeah.
You was in the game 3 to 4 years and never met him?
Nope. I was just trying to work out, trying to learn. Scared to go to Baker's. Like I said, I would go to suburb clubs.
Very approachable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Very approachable.
he's approachable. I'm talking about the crowd at Baker's. easy to make white people laugh. You
Bakers
go
ain't.
to a,
I went to Bakers ain't hard.
it ain't like they hard. It's just they ain't gonna laugh. If your
That's
stuff,
true.
if you ain't funny, like off rip, like I said, you gotta be off rip.
I think
So if you
Gaslight
tryna-
was a hard crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gaslight was pretty tough.
Yeah, Gaslight was.
You had to be funny within about 3 minutes. Because they like, yeah, Kool-Aid, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Fuck this nigga.
Yeah, and Gaslight was big.
Big,
Gaslight
yeah.
was big. Yeah. What was that? Every second
Saturday.
Saturday.
Me and the
Okay.
wife went there a couple times.
And
Me
every,
the wife went there.
the funny thing about Kool-Aid is every time I go see him, I'm always part of his conversation. I'm like, God dang. He hit me every time. We were there last time.
Oh, I'm the king of sitting up front.
He hit us.
Because he acts like he don't know you.
Right.
Yeah, he acts like he didn't know you, and you get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah. I used to like him talk about somebody you really fucked.
Oh.
Which was half the
Which
crowd.
is half the crowd, right? Yeah,
Definitely which is
yeah.
half the
And they
crowd.
would be so scared, like, just don't say it. Yeah. Yep, and we would laugh about that afterwards, like, yeah, he really fucked it.
Oh, we always tell the truth on stage. Man.
Yeah.
We always tell the truth about stuff we go through, so. Yeah, we got a lot of stories, man.
It was big. Now, what was one of your since you've been in the wild, what are your favorite times when you did the show?
DTE, Anita Baker, opened up for her.
What year was
year
that?
is this?
I had to be there. What year was that?
I don't know what year. Well, she only been there twice.
Okay.
I was there both times.
Oh, really?
I opened up for her at DTE both times.
You know what's hilarious? Damn, that was you.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, wow.
Ain't she mean?
Yeah.
No,
Don't fuck the pipeline.
That's
Don't
what
do
I got.
that.
But here's the thing.
That's-
Anita Baker, look,
She coming
look.
back in a minute. She gonna have you open.
I heard the rumor is New Year's Eve. I
Is
heard the
it? No,
rumor.
it can't be that soon. It can't be because I think they would have announced it by now.
Yeah.
Because that was a rumor too. Because the thing is, like I went through like a hard time in my life, man. It was like one time I wanted to commit suicide and all that stuff.
Okay.
So let's go back to a story, and a friend of mine called me. So we had talked about some stuff. So we had in other words, it was a connection with one of Anita Baker's songs. So basically, when I would hear her songs, it would make me feel better. So what I did was I downloaded I got all her songs on my phone to this day.
So do I.
Yeah. So I was a big fan. So she basically kept me from committing suicide, listening to her music all the time. So fast forward about 10 years, no, probably about 7 or 8 years down the line, I get a call. They say, can you come out to DTE? We called Mark Ridley, and he was like, man, do you know the comedians that can come out and open up a show? Cool, I do it. They don't tell me what I'm doing. So I get there, they go backstage, I'm back, I got my dress room, I'm getting dressed. So I don't know what's going on. I said, I hear somebody out there singing an Anita Baker song. So I said, I'm about to go out here, see what's going on. So I go out there, I sit in the crowd, I like cut the little corner right there, it's Anita Baker on stage. I'm like, damn, I opened up for Anita Baker. And she was on the microphone, she was singing. She was testing the system out. She was singing to the mic, and it would be crystal clear through the speakers. She would move the mic and walk away, and it would be crystal clear throughout the venue. Her voice was that strong.
Yeah.
So I was sitting, and I never forget when that's why you said what she mean. She said, one of the guys said, she said, can you tweak something on the board right there? And he said, oh no, I'm sorry, Ms. Baker, this is one of the new boards, so we got to do it a different way. And she said, I got one of these fucking boards in my basement. She was like, I know what board it is. She named the board.
Yeah.
And then he was like, okay.
Was it a mixed board?
Yeah, it was one of them big giant ones
Yeah.
though. So what I did was I eased back around the corner. I was the only one sitting out there.
Yeah.
So I go back and get dressed, man. And it was the best time when I walk out. They had to rush the crowd in because she had went over her rehearsal time.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, it's only gonna be about a couple people out there. So I'm
Right.
walking. One of the dudes called me to give me a different microphone.
Yeah.
So when he handed me the mic and I turned around, every seat was filled and the
Yeah,
lawn,
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
I'm looking at the jumbotron. I see myself. So I said, do your thing. So I cracked one joke and went over. I laid into it from there, man, and just went on, sat back, watched the show. And then I wanted to tell her about how, she kept me from committing suicide. So I never seen her again. So about a couple years later, my family, we bought into some Tim Hortons. So we had a bunch of Tim Hortons. in the drive-thru, she would come down there and she would be sitting. She would come through the drive-thru and order food all the time, and I never said nothing to her. So after that, man, just moved on. I kept on my comedy career, and that was the biggest time outside of the day that Mike Bonner came out of the closet.
What did he
I gotta go to the gay portion of the
The gay portion of the show.
Oh, man. You know, Middleman's a great guy, but he was sick for a year. He had gonorrhea in his booty hole. How that happen? Who gets that? How that happen? In the booty?
I got it from your daddy, though. I got it from your daddy.
My father was suspect. He dated your dad.
Your father used to be your mama.
Mike Bonner and Mel Stinging. They going at it.
Oh, man. Let's go back years,
I love
though.
it. Martez come in just getting drunk.
Yeah, Martez.
They got no headphones on.
Oh, man. All you swole brothers got chips. Everybody just
Hey, I got
a carrot, a lettuce. I'm very seldom the smallest nigga in the room.
Niggas walked in fighting.
Bags of chips. so, I smell chicken. I don't even see no chicken.
Hey, don't you see? We begging for that Better Made sponsorship, man.
Oh, y'all, you might get it. That's smart.
Every week.
Man.
Oh, really? That's smart.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Mike came in killing us.
I don't
Oh,
drink.
man.
Though.
I knew that.
Last
But
time
you eat
I got
chips.
drunk, I broke out in child support. So I need to chill on the drinking at this point.
Oh, man.
That'll work, ladies and gentlemen.
All these big niggas with chips in here. What's
My nigga Martez
that?
is in the building. And the legend Mike Bonner is in the corner.
Yeah. What's the name of your show? Snacks?
Yeah, called up the Lions linebacker.
This the brunch club.
I'm sitting in the room with a bunch of Jerry Ball lookalikes. Everybody look like Jerry Ball in this bitch.
Hey, but it's good to have somebody from the LGBTQ there.
Hey, that nigga BB Wine is for Halloween.
I was. I went to a party and I had a suit on. I didn't have an outfit on. So I went to a dollar store and bought a hello. I'm BB Wine. Like I wrote BB Wine is smart as hell on the suit. Yeah,
It's real smart.
I didn't have any.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I wore it. Yeah.
Oh,
it happened.
man.
So what your shirt say, man?
Oh, Ugly Eyes Entertainment. It's Ugly Eyes Apparel. My boy, he was on the show. He got it called Ugly Eyes. They always call him Ugg because he got some crazy eyes, whatever. But it stands for understanding God's gift, loving yourself.
I had a cross-eyed bitch. I had a cross-eyed girl throw me into the fence when I was in 2nd grade. And I hate cross-eyed people. If you got cross-eyed, I can't fuck with you.
He grew up and did it to
I called her
her.
name was Cross-eyed Vicky. I went to Davidson Elementary School on Davidson and Cole.
I'm following the Davidson.
That big ass school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a little volume
Cross-eyed
on this
Vicky
mic.
threw me into the cross-eyed Vicky threw me into the
Turn
fence.
two to you. Turn
Oh,
two
the
to
green,
you.
the green,
Yeah,
the green. Put the
He
green
pressed
dot
the bag
in
of
front.
Yeah, with the green dot in front of you.
Hey,
Yeah.
Snacks crew, can I have a bag of them chips?
Yes, sir. Barbecue?
Give me the plane.
All right.
Hey, what I say? Plain is old people
Yes,
chips,
sir.
Free.
And a barbecue.
What I tell you, Free?
And a
Plain
barbecue.
chips is old people chips.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I am old.
They can't
Yeah.
handle no spice.
Nah, we can't. I don't even know why they did the honk
I have a Gallstone check.
Hey, there's some skins.
The honk good.
Some
No, them worse. With these skins.
Can you yourself?
Nah, still.
Okay, he got you covered. Hold tight.
Who you guys talking about before I came in?
Hey,
Anita Baker.
yeah, Mel was
What story?
testimony. Good testimony. Yeah, leave it
What number
back.
say two?
In regards to,
What he say?
Andrew was my
That's
best
two.
performance.
Is Anita Baker mean?
Oh, and then he said it was Anita Baker.
I said Anita Baker was me.
Mic check. Can y'all hear me?
my boy Gary is her son's best friend. You know Gary radio show?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can
Her
y'all
son
hear
is
me?
Yeah, I
Gary's
can
best
hear you
friend.
well.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Okay.
Probably the mic. Probably
Where Jay at?
He wasn't out there.
Her son's with the growth.
I turned his mic up though.
Text.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we was at. Hey, listen, Taz, how long you been in the game, man?
Cool. Let's see. I picked up my first microphone October of 2000.
And a cop.
Hey, 32, hold on, we'll fix it up.
Yeah, please,
This way.
So we gotta talk with the two directly right there, yeah?
Okay, bad.
I hear you very good. You
Okay,
good?
yeah, we good now.
I think he colorblind. He ain't know the green dot was. We all good.
Alright. No doubt.
Yeah. October 2000, picked up my first microphone. I got my first booking. God rest his soul, Kool-Aid. Put my first $100 in my hand in Flint, Michigan in 2001. So professionally, we could say 2001.
That'll work.
That was up.
Yeah. So I've been doing this for a minute.
All we hear is Mike Bag.
I'm a chipaholic.
How did you hit the road?
Once or twice a month.
Hey, listen, man. Let me ask you, what neighborhood are you cats from?
I'm West Side, bro.
I know that.
Originally, I'm
Joy Road.
born and raised East Side Detroit.
Nobody give a
94
fuck.
miles.
You Cody nigga?
Mackenzie, man, watch your mouth.
Oh, okay. Joy Road. So you like,
You could have went to McKenzie or Cody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
well, he like on that Elmer side.
Well, no, I was gonna go to Mumford because they had a better baseball team. So we
We did have a baseball team back then.
don't ask baseball
You
team.
from that Elmer's hamburger side?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that part of Joy Road.
Right.
Oh no, I'm further down. You talking about like open right there.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I'm
I'm going down towards Schaefer.
I'm Linwood for life. Linwood and Puritan.
Well, you Mumford.
6 Mile and went to Mumford. Yeah, I could have went to Central though. I should have went to Central to play football.
Yeah, he took Carmen Harlan to the prom.
She like class of 73. No, I did Mumford's reunion the other night, class of 69, dog. That shit was
I heard
it was
tight.
dope.
Yeah.
A bunch of cats like class 69.
They only use comedians for Mumford thing. I
Yeah,
noticed
they
that.
do. They-
'Cause I did one year. Everybody knows.
I did two. I did class of 80 Friday night, and then class of 69, the class you was in, Marvin, man.
The reason you did them nights because you was there. You went to
No.
school.
It was cool though, because Mumford was composed of a lot of Jewish cats, and like
Sure was.
69 was right after the riot, so people who had left. A lot of people came back to the reunion that were like Jewish cats came,
Yeah.
but they were like the last of the people who lived in that neighborhood.
I was say what
after the
they
riot.
live in?
Right near Mumford. They lived like on Indiana, them shits over there, Cherry Lawn.
What?
It was heavily Jewish, Mumford, that neighborhood.
That whole neighborhood.
Was Jewish.
Even
Yeah.
from
Mumford
Dexter,
was a Jewish
from
school.
Dexter, yeah.
But like say in '69, if you were a white person or a Jewish cat who was going there after the riot, you were a straggler. You were a straggler.
Because
When I
Central
moved my
led
neighborhood,
the Jewish people.
when I moved to my neighborhood in 1972, we had 3 white families, and their sisters started getting built. They moved because she was getting built. Their brother name was Gino. They had Bob, who worked for the Detroit City Council. He was there for a long time, and then Mr. Mendenhall, and he was like a World War I veteran. Wow. He was an old white dude. And they were stragglers.
What was his name?
Mr. Mendenhall.
Damn.
Yeah.
World War I.
He took me in his garage to put air in my tire.
Uh-oh.
This put air in my tire. On his wall, he had a World War I uniform with the flat helmet. He had one of them with the flat helmet. The one that Mailman Mama wore. She would be.
This story told I was like, you took me to go out and put some air in my ass.
I knew the night was gonna be a good one.
Hey, Shanie on the way up into.
Okay, good. Okay.
How you do this, man? How you get all these where Foolish at?
How I get what?
Foolish coming.
Well, he gave me one.
Foolish ain't
We
coming.
very something together like this.
I asked
Very
Foolish. I
seldom.
said, come. What? I make, you
My
know.
man too. Full
Very
Made it
seldom.
happen.
Very something.
Well, you cashing in a rain check, nigga.
Hold on, no, not a rain check.
He gave me 150. I don't be giving y'all.
It's 3 rain checks.
Three rain checks.
Hey, Mike, you ain't do
I got 2 more.
Now with the barbecue.
I don't put Mike on 3 5s.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. I
Wow.
don't think there was two more.
Ain't that a bitch? That nigga the Lauren Hill of Detroit.
Right.
You ain't gonna lay that shit down.
Forever.
You ain't gonna lay that one down.
Some nights you gotta put time in making love to Martez woman.
Bang, 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 bang.
He over there being quiet. I gotta wake his ass up. Cause he waiting for it. He got a whole bunch of shots. That was a shot fired to wake his ass up.
No.
Hey, Mike. Were you cool with Spoon?
You know what? True story. When I started doing comedy at Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle, to play there for a weekend was huge. We're talking like 1987, 88.
This is really getting some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
So my first weekend there was working with John Witherspoon. And what was so dope about it is that he was so cool, and I found out he had just flew to Detroit because he was in David Letterman's wedding.
Wow.
He was Letterman's best friend.
Wow.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
And he was just, I'll never forget, he had on he always wore Ralph Lauren. Even back when I was a young kid doing comedy.
I just mentioned that.
I was wearing
He
suits
does.
on stage when I was a kid, trying to be impressive in these white clubs, whatever. I'm a dresser anyway.
Right.
But I had on a suit, and he thought it was kind of cool because I was a young kid doing comedy in my early 20s, and he had a Ralph Lauren yellow sweater with the blue little Ralph Lauren
Blue
thing
horizontal,
and a
yeah.
bow tie.
Because he was a model, wasn't
He modeled for the Detroit News.
he? Wow.
Then I worked with him again a few times. I worked with him about 4 or 5 times in my career. And every time he was nice. The last time I worked with him was at the Stardome in Alabama last summer. Summer before last. And I came up, I'm trying to be impressive. The club on, my first time playing this is a beautiful, one of the best clubs in the country.
Yes.
It's sweet as shit.
There's always top 10. There.
I'm trying to knock
What's
this.
the name of it?
The Stardome.
Stardome.
Okay.
I'm trying to kill this motherfucker. I wasn't trying to upstage nobody. I'm just trying to be so impressive the owner wants to bring it back. I go up and wear their ass out for half an hour. I'm a veteran, half an hour, that's like 5 minutes. So he come behind me, he looked at me funny backstage like this, like, fuck you trying to do? Trying to come back. He came out there and tore that place apart. He's 75 years old that year.
Wow, yeah.
Tore it apart. Like I did nothing on stage. Tore it down. That's called veteran. Like and having composure. A lot of cats will get nervous to see a guy. I've been doing comedy 32 years of my life. So you see a veteran cat do a half an hour and blow it up. A young cat behind me might get a little apprehensive, nervous, blah blah. But you got that poise. You're a firehead. You know what I'm saying? He's a firehead dog on stage.
Because he has over 50 years.
Easy.
Because I look at
Man.
the old Richard Pryor shows. He's
He's
right
right
there.
there.
Yep.
You know he beat up Robin Williams.
He what?
Punched Robin Williams in the mouth.
For real?
And that's funny because Robin Williams is on those
For
old
stealing
Richard Pryor
jokes. Yeah,
shows.
for stealing jokes.
Oh.
I believe that's what you deserve.
Yeah.
I
What
do
you do
believe
about?
that's what you deserve. That
At the comedy
stealing
store.
a joke, stealing a rap line, man, but stealing a joke, that's it.
Yeah.
It's dead.
I agree.
But you gotta understand, some people, I can't speak to the Robin Harris situation. Robin Williams. I know now, some people, because of how the dynamics changed in the game, some cats you never expect to steal a joke do steal jokes now because they trying to survive. They trying to maintain their place in comedy. What do you call it? In
Hierarchy.
Yeah, where they are now. Bigger names that we know from the Def Jams and Comic Views. They'll, no offense, Mike, they'll jack, let's say me, for example. You know what I mean? I've been on TV, but I didn't do those shows.
Right.
And I don't have that name. These cats, when you look at comedy club websites, the main ones, they either booking those guys or the internet people.
Yeah.
So there's this space in the middle that myself fall under. I can name dozens of people. Wildcat out of Chicago, Eddie Bryant out of DC. We funny, but we don't have the draw that the internet guys or these guys have. And these guys from Def Jam have a cult following. You know what I mean? All of us. We remember the Bruces, the Dale Givens, the Samoa.
Yes.
We gonna run to go see them.
Yeah.
And no matter how funny I am, you know what I mean? So to Mike's point about somebody following you, it's like, I personally, I can't speak for nobody else. Me personally, sometimes when I get a chance to work with some of them, it's like, damn, I don't know how funny I'm supposed to be. Your mind says go hard, but it's like, damn, do I step on their toes?
Go hard.
Or am I?
Go hard.
Right.
Every time go hard.
No, I get that.
Middleman's an athlete. baseball player, one of the coaches in Detroit. When you play baseball, he didn't play to come in
but
second.
Here's the deal.
You got to go hard.
But Mike, you're in a different position, right? You 30-year cat.
I wish I would go
No,
soft
listen
for
to me,
anybody. I wouldn't give a shit.
Mike.
I'm going hard.
But then what you get after that? You get.
Sinbad told me you'll never open up for me again.
But you
At the Fox Theater, I turned that shit out. I was supposed to. It's
Listen-
a Fox.
listen to what
If
I'm
you ever
saying.
put me
That
in,
was-
I
that
do
was
my
a joke,
thing.
though, right?
He told me that shit. He was serious.
They be serious. I can't speak to Sinbad. What I'm saying is,
That's your job.
Really?
It's either that.
So they
or-
cracking but facking?
Hold on. It's either that or you get the club owners that come up to you. Yeah, on this next show.
It's not your show.
Yeah, don't do so and so, or don't say this, or don't say after you just killed it on the first show. This has literally happened to me.
Right.
So that's all I'm saying.
I had
But as far as working with John Witherspoon, well, Mike said I worked with him twice.
I saw the picture.
And all of it was in the last 5 years. Like I worked with him twice in the last 5 years. I can say he don't care what you do.
Nope. He didn't give a
He
shit.
don't care what you do. You can go out there get a standing ovation, and he gonna come
And-
even in his old age.
Yeah, and kill that shit.
Because he got a young spirit. If I understand, he ran track, and until
Played tennis and ran track.
yeah,
Was it, was it Northwestern?
Yep.
He went to Northwestern,
Him and my dad went to
and
school,
then then he transferred to Central. I read this day.
Okay.
He graduated from Central, but went to
You
Northwestern.
know those old songs, they not haters.
Yeah.
Cause that show we went to with
Oh yeah.
man,
What you
George,
call him? Oh,
man,
George Wallace,
man, that, he just sound like he ain't a hater at all.
Hell
No.
no.
Man, he just A1, man.
I met George Wallace at a comedy festival in Chicago. He was the MC, and I closed the show. And let me tell you something. We exchanged numbers, and he always, to this day, will call me at least 4 times a year and say, "What's up?"
That's
Dr.
what's up.
Wallace. He ain't gotta call me. I ain't nobody. Why call me and say, "What's up?" You know what I'm saying? That's just you make a real connection. This is a hard business sometimes to connect with somebody.
Yeah.
But you make a real connection. He a real dude.
Yeah.
He roast me, he roast my
I watched him- I watched him.
Yeah, he roast my, but you know where he roast you? Above the building.
I'll tell you something.
It's hilarious.
I saw him one night bomb.
George?
Tell you something. In LA at the Maverick Flats.
Wow.
1989 on Crenshaw.
Oh wow.
Jamie Foxx the headliner. I want to go on stage.
Fox was
bad.
headlining in 89.
Listen to this shit though.
I'm listening.
He killing this shit. He turning shit out. Anthony Brown was saying, "You can still go up. You gotta go up after Jamie Foxx." I was like this. I don't really know him like that. I'll go up behind. Maybe 88.
Okay.
I had one fire joke, my midget joke. I unleashed that mother. BAM! I kind of got that. I said, I'm in trouble. I started getting like, I got no laughs. My man came behind me. Wallace came behind me and ate it bad. Who the hell is Jamie Foxx? I got a Mercedes Benz outside. I'm probably behind this damn Jamie Foxx. I wouldn't give a damn. He probably broke his hell. I mean, he went off. He bombed. He said, "I understand that Mike Bonner bombing. Nobody know who he is yet." He went off, dude. It was hilarious, man. And we've been friends. We've been friends. I saw Eddie Murphy bomb one night at the Comedy Store. That hurt me
And
to
I
my
think that's
to
one
my
of the
soul.
biggest-
What year was that?
Unfortunately, the internet, and I ain't gonna go into the conversation of dogging internet comics, but that's the beautiful thing. You see how Mike telling the bombing stories with vigor? How it's like
I got some me
Yeah.
bombing shit.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I lay an egg.
That's what I'm saying. Like all of us can tell wonderful stories of bombing. Like I done bombed for some industry. I bombed so bad. You was there on the Who's Got Jokes auditions.
Who's got jokes? I remember that.
I bombed horribly on the and that's I got to tell that story. First Amendment stand up.
Really?
Martin brought it.
Oh,
here.
Showtime.
Yeah.
Showtime.
Yeah.
Martin brought the auditions here, and the guy that was hosting, you know him,
Doug
Williams. That's his last name, right?
Yeah,
That's who Jamie killed.
He
Yeah,
killed
he
him,
killed
but,
him, yeah, he killed
but
him.
that's Martin's boy too, though. That's why Martin let him host that. I believe that was the reason he let him host it. But
It's a thing.
no, I know you can tell the story, but
Yeah.
so we had that audition that night, and it's a black show. But Pam Whitehead, I love you, Pam. Her name is Pam Porsche now. She set up an audition. No, she legally changed her name.
Okay.
So she set the audition up for black and white comics, even though it's a black show primarily. So all the white comics around the city doing their best black jokes because it's an all black crowd there for the audition. So I see them all bombing. I'm like, I work with y'all. This ain't who y'all are. So I look at the list. I say, who before me? It was a cat named Steve Brewer. Don't say nothing, Mike. Steve Brewer. I asked him. I said, Melvin, who is Steve Brewer? He said, oh, it's him right there. The dude, the beat up flannel shirt, tacky jeans, beat up work boots. I said, oh.
Is it a brother?
No,
he white guy.
Steve.
I said,
Yeah, white guy.
I'm about to destroy this mother. I said, ooh, he finna go up there and try to do some black shit too. When I tell you, from the time he hit that stage, bro, I didn't realize he's a true comedy veteran. Fuck color, take color out of it. He's a comedy professional.
Funny as fuck.
He don't care who he in front of.
Ooh, and the motherfucker.
And this was during that time, I don't know if y'all remember this, when the polygamy camp got raided, I think in Texas somewhere, and the news showed them taking all these people out, and the women had on long
remember that.
gowns,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
long braids in their hair. Dude, when I tell you, he did his entire audition set on that. He got the crowd laughing so bad. I peek out from behind the curtain in the back. My girl, who's now my wife, is leaned over.
Wow.
Like leaned over in her chair, dying laughing.
Damn.
He'd tell you because he laughing at me now because I'm in the back bugging. Like, this shit ain't going like I get on stage, and when I tell you I ate a bowl of baby dicks, I ate it so bad, like, and I
That's good though.
I sweat when
The
I
bomb is good.
He said he sweat when
I
he
sweat when I bomb, bro.
Tell you something.
When
I got two horrible bomb stories. Opened up for the Dramatics back when I was young. I've been doing comedy maybe 6
Who
months.
was?
The Dramatics. Lowell Sanders got me a gig. You know who Lowell is?
football player. Right?
No, Lowell is Tim Allen's best friend.
Okay.
From
Oh, no,
Brooklyn.
comedian, black guy,
Comedian,
comedian.
yeah.
Okay.
Which
With
is
the
weird. So
muffin.
what? Comedians are all interracial black best friends.
Not really, but sometimes.
But George Wallace and Seinfeld.
Yeah, and then,
Jimmy Walker, Jay Leno.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
them friendships.
JJ and Jay Leno
Yeah,
was
Jay
best
Jay Leno
friends?
was on Good Times.
Yeah.
Yep.
I knew that. I knew
Yeah,
that.
that's he got him on there. Yeah.
But anyway, I had never played a black audience.
What?
I tell you something. Once I doing comedy, wasn't no black comedy night. Wasn't no place to do a black audience unless you opened up a chitlin circuit for at say Henry's Palace someplace. There was no
Henry's
Henry's
Palace?
No.
Henry's Palace was a
Y'all know
historic
it used to
place.
be,
That's a
yeah,
historic place.
before they were doing that, they were
Yeah.
doing
It was a joke.
That's the thing.
I'm about to get the knowledge on this stuff.
I played this
No,
club.
hey Mike, real quick, because my grandmother, real talk.
Oh,
That's how I found out.
Henry.
My grandmother said, it's just in the midst of conversation. My grandmother, yeah, and we was down there at Henry's Palace, and I said, before she even said who was down there, I'm like, whoa, who? And she like, they saw like Temptation.
Yeah, they are there.
Okay, yeah.
And you talking about my first time playing an all black audience, Dramatics, Latin Quarter on the Boulevard. And what
Before
would
it was the
happen?
Grand Quarters.
It was the Grand Quarter, it's the same thing. And what's you talking about bombing horribly? Ron Bates, rest in peace, comes to me and goes, man. He ordered money for the first show. Don't worry about the second show. And the door is over there.
That's fucked up.
You should probably leave. I did that bad. I've been doing comedy, but there was no place to play a black crowd at all. So what I did was walking around Greektown one night. My girlfriend Cassandra Clark, my Cassandra, she's fine. Anyway, like Gabriel Union. I see Scruples nightclub. I look inside, ain't nobody in this mug. It's a Wednesday night. I'm like, ain't nobody here on a Wednesday night. The music is-
Scruples.
the club is, the sounds is great. I go to Dominic, the owner. I says, man, you ever had comedy in here? He was like, no, I never had comedy. So we should do comedy on Wednesday nights. And that was the first black spot in Detroit. On a Wednesday night. That was dedicated to African American comics.
The dramatic. Ron.
Everybody did. Tim Allen came in there. Lowell came in there. This is back in the day. Leo DeFore came up to the park. Leo DeFore, you know Leo DeFore?
I know it. Yeah.
Killed the club one night.
You cool with
He was a
it?
man
So you
back
know,
then.
you know
Yeah.
T Money Green, huh? Played the bass for the dramatic. He a Mumford alum now. Okay.
I bombed so bad it didn't matter. but then I did radio with Ron years later after my Def Jam and all that stuff with Frankie Darcell. I had him in there dying laughing. And I reminded him he fired me. He made me get on my game.
Who did?
Ron Banks.
If he hadn't fired me, I probably would have stayed corny and never opened up Scruples and that. Because Def Jam came to that soon after that. Like the transition had started to take place with comedy Def Jam and shit like that. It was not there was no black TV shows on yet.
Right.
No stand-up comedy shows for black folks. Yeah. The first one when my man came out with Eddie Murphy did that Comedy Express with Arsenio Hall, Robert Townsend. That was the first. That was like amazing. Everybody that was in the business.
Townsend never gets his credit to me anymore.
Nah.
He doesn't. Before Keenan,
Eddie
it was
produced.
Townsend.
Eddie produced that stuff.
Let me tell you something.
It was Robert Townsend, Chris Rock, Damon Wayans. It was produced by Eddie Murphy. It's one of the first big black things.
It was on
Him and
TV.
the barbecue chips. Yeah, it was on. I'm very sorry.
No,
He running
I-
bus stops on the motherfucker.
Double fisted. I totally agree with what you're saying as far as Robert Townsend, and I'm a little biased because he's the first person to put me on TV, but that first Partners in Crime thing, when I tell you as a 11, 12, 13-year-old kid seeing Tommy Davidson,
Yeah.
dude, to this day he's in my top 3. Like seeing him.
Somebody just said that too.
him and Damon Wayans.
Yeah.
For him to create that platform, you know what I mean, and that's all it's really about because Def Jam created that platform for cats we had never
Partners in
seen.
Crime. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and
That was
good.
I've got a taste for McDonald's.
That one, yeah. And Def Jam created that platform, and Def Jam was like the urban version of Evening at the Improv.
Yep, sure was.
And I used to
Right.
watch that as a kid. Like
Yeah,
I
me
didn't
too.
understand none of the stuff. I'm really a kid. But it was just something about watching that. And I used to see I saw an old girl from Golden Girls on there.
Ruben
And,
McClanahan?
no, the grandma, the mama.
Oh,
Sophia?
Sophia.
What's her real name?
Still get it.
Still get it, yeah.
She was on there one night. Who else was on there one night? I later on learned that Michael Collier was on there. I don't know if I seen he
A
was on there.
lot
as
of
young
people
cat.
have done stand up and people don't know it.
I've been to tapings before. When I was
Where now?
in LA, I would go to tapings to see that show.
Oh,
Even
That
at
was
the
really-
Improv?
yeah, because my boy Jamal was doing it. He was a lot. The warm-up act for
AJ Jamal?
The Living Color. Yeah.
Mike, let me tell you something, man. That dude, I didn't even realize he didn't cuss doing comedy. And one of my missed opportunities in
This
comedy.
bitch.
Say this bitch what? What you say about this bitch?
Ladies and gentlemen, Shanie D is in the motherfucking corner today.
No, she about to sit on my lap.
You couldn't handle
I ain't getting none of that. Shanie D just walked in.
You couldn't handle that the last
Ooh,
time.
ladies
Hey,
first.
girl, you can cancel this. This gone.
Oh yeah. That's not Hey, we about to pour you a shot. Shot, we about to pour you
I'm
a
living a
shot.
drug-free life.
And tell she about to put a straw in that motherfucker.
Where you get a straw that's strong and long from?
She got one. She took it from 7-Eleven.
She got the long straw.
Hey, y'all coming in here capping
Johnny
and
D.
capping and
I got
capping
it,
and
I got it,
capping.
You can't leave me like funny.
I like that.
Shot, I need that. That's my water.
What up, Mike Barnes? Shut the fuck up.
No.
What up, crying? You see what I'm saying? You crying already? I ain't been here but a few damn minutes.
No, we got love for. I mean,
Hey, have me a water since Shani took my water.
Shani is as far as black women in the comedy game.
One of the best
Shani
in the
D,
world.
Indeed.
Coco,
Shani D.
and Mike Bond.
Shani
You
D.
know what I'm saying?
Shanie D is in the corner, y'all.
That was a good one.
Those by far three of the funniest women in the country.
Oh my God.
I met Shanie about 20 years ago with my man, rest in peace, Jason Watts at Tickle Me Tuesday.
Oh, man.
You remember that?
Yeah.
At the Escape Lounge, Davidson and Sherwood. One of my best buddies.
Jason.
Yeah, Jason.
Remember Jason? He had us up
Yeah,
there.
one of
He
my
had the-
good friends, Alan, but Jason was a very good guy.
He's a great dude.
David-
He was the Nipsey Hussle of the number streets for me.
I said the same thing.
Jason.
But
Yeah.
considering Nipsey's situation, I said that.
Yeah, he opened up
The
a whole
green
bunch
eyes.
of businesses on Tire, man. Him and David Bing and
Yeah. The Whitewoods, the Vinewoods,
sure I know
it's
him.
not a family street.
Who is this? Though?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I lived on Vine when I was a kid.
You never lived on Vinewood.
Oh.
That was just wood.
When I was little. When I was about 3.
You was about 3?
About 3.
So this is 72 years ago.
I'm old.
We all old, man.
I'm old.
My son said, "Man, you ain't that old this morning." I said, "Dog, I'm 48." He said, "You ain't that old." I said, "I'm closer to 60 than I am 20." When you say that, you old.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why y'all keep passing me no, cause I'm on antibiotics today.
Oh.
That's no ration.
She's still doing this though. I don't know why y'all passing me the mother. I'm on the antibiotics.
Y'all know I'm about to be ordained, so people looking at me on here.
You on antibiotics?
Antibiotics. What? Now, which one is
The
this?
mailman gave her gonorrhea.
Get man, Martez.
Uncle. Might be the only person that can say mom and daddy, they're the same person.
Yes, please.
Man.
Can you hand me that juice? Then I'm gonna give you your water. I'm gonna sit my shit on you.
But just
So, what up, though? What we been talking about? What we talking
Everything.
about?
Put the
Reminiscing.
headphones on.
I gotta put it
I
in.
like it.
I got my George Witherspoon was he was the first when I was first booked at the House Comedy. We both had the flu,
Y'all coming with us, okay?
and we had the flu. And he told me because I wasn't gonna go on. He said no matter what you do, man, you still got to go on stage. He said so. What you do is just take some Alka-Seltzer Plus 30 minutes before you go on stage. And we both took it and went on stage and did good. And this was the picture. We took it
Okay.
back when I first started doing comedy.
Oh, y'all was so high. That was when you were cocaine. Oh my God.
That's sweet.
We were both so we was
You got that picture still.
I think John did do cocaine, didn't he?
No.
Don't do
What did
that.
you tell her?
Don't do that. It's too
No.
soon.
You know, what did you tell her that
I
story
ain't
about?
Melvin Bender ain't in this.
Oh, no.
I think he
I put my whole cup to my
I
face.
think
No,
he told the dopest story. I think he said that Red Fox and Elvis Presley introduced Ike Turner to cocaine.
Oh.
And I was like, man, that's a dope ass
I
combination.
did that story.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
I
a
did
dope
that
ass
story.
influence.
Who did?
Red Fox and Elvis Presley introduced Ike Turner to cocaine.
Wow.
And John
So
Wayne
basically,
did
Red
that.
Fox and Elvis is responsible for Tina Turner getting her ass whipped.
No, I think that was gonna happen regardless.
Ronnie
do it,
Chanel
okay.
gonna introduce me to cocaine.
That's my
Oh,
nigga.
girl, what up, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ronnie said she gonna introduce me.
I ain't never did coke. I've never did cocaine.
Mike, how is it, Mike?
Hey, I'm an 80s comic. We used to pay you in cocaine. I'm joking. I've seen famous people do cocaine in my living room. I've seen
Okay, I ain't
famous.
trying to put us out there, but like, what?
I did it when I was in the 80s.
Yeah,
But this is the
no,
thing
that's
though.
That was-
You
that
can't
was
be.
y'all thing back
You can't be doing that. Tell you something. I went to a funeral when my man passed away. They asked me to come do some work for him. Emmanuel Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
His celebration of life at the Roots Hotel. I go in the bathroom. A cat from the 80s see me in the bathroom and go, "Man, you want to do a one-on-one?" I was like, "Dude, it's 2000 blah blah blah. We're still doing cocaine.
Yeah.
You trying to die? You trying to die?" And a true story about 2 months later, he had a stroke
Wow.
and was messed. You can't be doing your body. You 50 years
Nah, I
old.
What are you talking about? I think I
Doing
know
blow?
what you talking about, dog.
I'm like doing blow. Are you
He
serious?
said he
I
had
didn't know that, Mike. You did. So you
In
used to
88, on occasion, I was never like a dude like that. I don't like anything like that.
Like-
Like, I don't even drink alcohol anymore, but I did it. I've done it a few times.
Now I
Yeah.
know me and Gary is very
What Tank
close
said?
in age.
Like what Tank
It's just
Tank said you.
what's always, no, I just always look at people. Now I understand Mike, because Mike got me about a couple of years, so Mike like a big brother / uncle type.
So you did
deal.
cocaine with him.
And quite honestly, I feel the same way about you. You remind me of a niece.
No,
Martisha.
like I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say this.
Martezia.
I look at cats. Hey Gary, I look at cats in our age group like how?
cocaine. I don't.
Like how? Like doesn't
Crack, I do.
no see,
Cocaine I
look
do
at
as
cocaine-
well.
I know a lot of
Cocaine-
cats that do coke.
Ain't
Yeah, I know
cocaine
that shit
and
is
crack the
corny to be
same
doing.
thing.
Now,
No,
you know people
a
know
couple
it
of-
now.
a couple of my
Yeah, I
favorite-
know
a couple
some
of my
doctors
favorite
that do coke
rock
right now. Doctors.
A couple
I
of
know-
my
I know a
favorite
guy who
rappers.
sell it to
A couple of my
doctors.
favorite
Yeah,
rappers.
And only do.
A couple of my favorite rappers that's close in our age group. JT Money and Trick Daddy.
Man.
Oh yeah.
And he went to college in Miami and hung out with them dudes.
Dude,
and
JT,
they talk
that's
about
all
coke.
they did.
Oh,
They
my
talk
man,
about
put
coke like
it in the
it's
crack.
nothing.
I hung out before
South.
Drake Daddy in LA. I hung out in Miami, doing some shows in Miami. Hung out with him. He will smoke that shit for real. I'm not
Wow,
doing that.
I don't get
I'm not
that.
doing
Y'all
the
get
51.
that.
Put that
Dude,
in
51,
That's
yeah. Oh, the
51.
51, yeah.
That's cocaine. I
I
ain't
gotta
doing
go
that.
back to the host. Gary, you saying cats in our age group. If you know they mess around with coke or touch here and there, you saying you don't look at them cross-eyed?
I mean, I've seen cokeheads at my age 20 years ago, but it was still my age. I just coke. It was coke.
You like 40? How old are you?
No, Gary like a year older than
Okay.
me.
44.
Yeah, he's 2 years older than me.
72.
Five.
You always trying to
His
act like
body, you know, Shiny, his body is 72. He's actually 19.
Martez always call me auntie. He used to call me auntie, but I just want to smack
Man, y'all got
him. You know who else called me that? Shanie the Smile Hustle.
Y'all got
He older than everybody, ain't he?
JD older. JD, he older than you.
Oh, JD about 51,
No,
man.
JD ain't.
Yeah, he is.
Shut up.
JD
The
is older.
smile, he's an
JD
honest
went to,
nigga.
he went to school
He
with
said,
my,
he
with my,
said on stage one time, I should have
my
been
ex-
Jay.
with my
I
ex-
never forget that. The
That
smile.
makes
He
me
did.
real honest.
He did say
I
that.
said, man, you got to be one of the honest niggas I ever seen.
He did.
Or
He,
the
no, that used to be
dumbest
part of
nigga.
his
Yeah,
set.
that was dumb too.
I used to be part
It
of his
was
set.
at Baker's.
Yeah, it was.
Nah,
and
Shiny-
Kool-Aid told him stop saying that.
Shiny didn't like it, but
Did he?
You ever have such a high level of respect for people like in this business, you admire somebody's craft and then you learn what type of person they are. And what I love about Shiny is on some real shit. She
Love my ass cheeks.
that's number one. Let me get the number two.
Let me get it straight.
Let me get the number
Let me
two.
put it in order.
I wasn't gonna say that. But Shiny is family first. Like comedy family and her personal family, she family first. This the nigga that will go to bat for you, or
That's crazy.
if somebody, even if you get into it with another grown man, she'll jump in the middle. Or if a female,
You know what? We supposed to be like that.
Us as men,
You can talk about, I can talk about you, I can talk about you, and you. But the thing is, I better not be around a motherfucker that say something about you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check their ass
Facts.
because they,
And-
me and Foolish had a war of words, and Shanie kind of said, y'all shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
On Facebook a couple of years ago.
yeah.
Man.
And I'm my brother now.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, family ain't always gonna get along with each
Yeah.
other. But he's still my brother.
That's very
Yeah.
true. Very true.
We at
It was on social
Kool-Aid,
media
at
or in
Kool-Aid's
person?
funeral.
They got into it on
At Kool-Aid's
Facebook.
funeral, I said it when I was up there talking about it. You my brother, I love you. I
Yeah.
said, why shouldn't I love him?
Yeah.
I'm around the dude a lot. Why can't I love somebody I'm around that much?
Exactly.
One of
Right.
my own brother around the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
And you don't have to. We don't have to deal with each other
Right.
every day. Like
I
can
told
stay away
him
from you
recently,
on
I
purpose.
said, you know what, we wouldn't get along if we had been out and somebody had jumped on you, I would have still helped you fight. Even though I was mad at you. I was
I'm
Oh, yeah.
talking with that.
Yeah.
I don't like you. I didn't like you right now. I ain't gonna let nobody beat your ass.
Right.
No, but the reason Ted said that about Shiny because Shiny can actually fight better than him. So pretty much,
That's the
pretty much
that's
he's
the
stronger than
and
him.
the other dude too, played baseball. What's his name?
Oh, my God.
Oh my time. Well, fuck Martez up.
You from the east side, you can fight.
Not better than Shiny.
Show me where you from.
That's what Hunter.
Number Street.
Yeah.
McGraw.
Yeah.
That's McGraw, ain't it?
Very right.
The real Jason from Friday the 13th. That Jason.
Outcast.
No. Now, I worked at the Outcast. I took pictures at the Outcast with Toya, the one who owns Sweet Soul Bistro.
That's my girl.
Yeah.
Let's talk to her. That's my girl.
Everybody love Toya.
We used to
Everybody
take
love Toya's
pictures
ass.
at the Outcast.
Everybody love Toya.
Yeah, we love
I was
you.
there last
We
night.
love Toya big ass. That's what we love.
No, Toya's she a good person
Oh,
though.
we know that
Yeah,
too, but
she's
she got a
great.
big
Oh,
ass.
I see her powerhouse.
I think at the store too, but she got a big ass.
That's good to let that ride.
Toya be a powerhouse.
With a big,
She a
Toya
good
be a
person.
powerhouse.
they got good food at her store because she had a big
big
ass.
Tell you something. She looked the way she looked.
She a great professional,
She
Mike,
be-
with a big ass.
And I know she work out at that powerhouse, but
With a
she
big ass.
And Toya Green.
She got a beautiful spirit
Oh my
with
God.
a big ass.
Ah! I gotta learn. I'm going about that tonight.
That's so big
I'm
girl.
putting it late. That's what y'all said.
Shout out to my girl
I'm
Toya.
gonna tell what y'all said, nigga.
But I think that's the only reason the picture got hired us, because we had big ass. Like, seriously.
Oh, back in the day?
I think that's the only way.
High school with her?
No, we were young. Because she had a baby with my cousin, Hurl. But.
Because Toya went to
we might
Murray
have
Wright,
been-
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to Northwestern. I graduated from Northwestern with Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid did
Same year.
Toy got a Murray Wright face, but with a Mumford body.
7 years. I got. Is up in heaven.
You hear
roasting
me?
your ass right now.
What happened?
I said, Toya, she got a Murray Wright face with like a Renaissance body though.
That's funny. Yeah.
I don't know how to take that.
That's high school.
Yeah, I don't know.
But hey, that's my girl, because guess what? Toya can snap.
Let me
Oh,
tell you.
yeah.
Toya can snap,
I
nigga.
went to register for Murray Wright, and as soon as I walked in, a group of girls tried to fight me. I can't make this shit up.
She told me about that.
They tried to whoop my ass as soon as I walked in. So I'm like, how? I'm new.
Right.
I'm brand new. It was a group of bitches like this. We about to F her up. I was like, what?
But did you get stabbed?
I had just got stabbed in the
Damn!
Damn!
Wow.
You got $150?
Said by a teacher.
Yeah, I'm taking her in the fight. Yeah. She can roll with me and ain't fighting.
I'm not fighting no more, man.
Hey,
God,
Shanie,
God,
motherfuckers
she married that girl that used to, that Arnold used to go get to beat up the gooch. Remember?
But here's what's so funny. I was so laid back. I was so cool. So people didn't even believe, like when I had to fight and got stabbed, people couldn't even believe it happened. Because I was innocent, I was still a virgin. It was a girl that was accusing me of a dude. It was like a whole bunch of dudes, even because I went to Munger. So Chassie and Munger was connected. So I had dudes in Chassie trying to sleep with me and dudes in Munger, but I was a virgin. You know what I'm saying? So I had a chick want to fight me from Chassie about her man, and a chick in Munger want to fight me.
Wow.
So we ended up just kicking it with a chick. I ended up kicking it with the chick. I thought we was good.
Munger Middle School?
Yeah.
Munger.
I got stabbed in the back in 8th grade.
In the back.
That was next door to Gang
I
Squad.
got stabbed three
Mama
times
was
in the
next door to
back.
Gang Squad.
Stab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish my mom was alive. I'd have asked her about that. She told the Chad for 40 years or whatever.
Yeah, she
and
was-
Munger. So she'd have probably
She
remembered.
would have knew. She'd have knew my name because they said I died. They lied. You know,
Wow.
because number one, they stabbed me. She stabbed me so close to my spine that they had to, lock me down. So they had my head locked and I couldn't move. So when they brought me out, people was all in the window. They like, she died.
At the school.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Stupid as hell. They said I died.
Yeah, you're a legend after that.
You
Right.
should start doing comedy.
I was a legend because I beat the shit out of a female, and she stabbed me. And then when they came to get me, they came back like West Side Story. So I was fighting like 7 hoes.
I never wanted to take a blade.
Well, who thought we was gonna hold on? Let me tell y'all something. I knew this bitch. She pulled the gun. She pulled the knife the first time we had to fight. The day we had to fight. The next day when I was on my way back to school, I had a sword. God is a good guy because the knife I had. Oh yeah.
You get a katana from.
Right.
My brother was in a gang, so we had access to this shit. Actually, it was my sister's. That's
What?
wow. But it had the case on it, and it had the ridges in the middle. So if I hit her with it, she'd have died.
Yeah.
Wasn't nothing coming back from it. But I didn't get to hit her because she stabbed me in my back, so I couldn't move my arm no more. So I just started fighting with this arm and kicking, and her cousin liked me. He was like, leave her alone, you see she hurt. And I was like, I'm hurt? Shit, I didn't even know I was hurt.
Shanie, you should have been a rapper.
Shanie can rap, dude. So can rap.
I
Her
used to rap
and them
with
two
Proof.
twins, Armani and Marini, can rap.
I used
Money and Marini can rap?
Oh, they can rap.
I used to rap with Proof. That's why I'm
Yeah.
always calling
That's my
you.
nigga.
That's why I'm always calling you Bizarre.
That's my nigga though.
So much him. But seriously, I used to rap. I used to rap for real, but I couldn't be a rapper because I rapped about was good dick.
Damn.
Back then. If you
Give me the first little kill.
oh no, and I used to be fresh as hell. You know what I'm saying? I used to have on like glass heels. I didn't wear the shit they wore.
Was y'all fresh in high school?
Hell yeah.
I saw
Hell
it
You was the mother. I was super fresh.
You was fresh.
He had to be
You was
fresh.
super fresh.
Courtney, was you fresh?
Not at all. Not at all.
I can tell you this.
Renaissance.
I had the high
Class
top
of
boots.
what?
I have 3 pair of high top
94.
boots. So I'll tell you right
I'm
now.
94.
$220.
You should know
Y'all
Jason
came
White.
out with Heather.
Yeah.
You should know.
No, he
Jay.
got
What high school you went to?
Yes.
He should know.
Jay was a 90.
No, Heather was 92.
I mean,
Heather?
He was
Heather was a
91.
92.
Heather Jay was
he was
92?
91. No.
Jay was a 92.
That's
Lloyd was
old.
a 93.
Yeah, Lloyd 93, yeah.
Them
Y'all
two
went to
gave me-
Renaissance?
What
Yeah.
year you graduated?
Them two
Hey,
gave me
man.
a lot of good info when I
okay.
started.
Y'all know a girl named Jasmine McKinley that went there?
What year?
I think she came in with you.
Now, as far
Yeah,
as,
not
as far as
93.
being fresh in high school,
I don't remember that.
now I was
This
raised by
nigga
my
had 2 pair of
grandparents.
pants. He wore some pink pants.
Hey, hold on, boy shorts. Hey, that was my 9th grade.
If they
year.
preppy, those are preppy years.
By 10,
Now, my
they was cut
grandfather-
up to get some booty
My
shorts.
grandfather worked for Chrysler. My grandfather worked for Chrysler, had bread, but he was the type of cat that material shit,
My father.
you got to work for it. If you ain't working for it and I'm paying for it, I'm not buying you
My
all that
father.
shit. The only thing he invested in was dress clothes, because he always believed young men should have suits and
My
shit.
dad.
Once I finally gave up some pussy, though, I got
So once you gave him the pussy.
Hey, look, Shanie had the motion rings. Shanie had the little Mickey Mouse motion rings.
It was 87. She had the bangles, shit, the earrings. So my old man, like my 9th grade year, like I went to private school, kindergarten through 8th grade. So
What private school?
St. David on the east side.
St. David's
My-
girls, all girls.
Oh, girls important.
So when I,
And that's the first training school. That's when they train you to be a trainer.
oh shit, don't do that. This mama will be shut down.
We got
Get some T's in there, though.
We
Get
got
some
the
T's.
assistant for the LGBTQ, LGBT.
Oh, man.
whatever they are.
Hey, so-
LGLBOA.
You wasn't no altar boy, was you?
No, she did. Hey, I finally get the king, right?
Mhm. Did the priest touch?
Culture shock. No, I ain't get
Nobody
that.
touched.
I went to Catholic school too.
I get
I'm
the
just trying to
king.
see what's wrong with you. Go ahead.
I get the king. It's a culture shock, bro. You could wear like this was before they implemented uniforms in DPS.
Yeah.
Back then it was there. You could wear whatever you want to. I'm coming from a private school where we wore uniforms. I wore uniforms.
I was the same way.
kindergarten
I was the
through
same
eighth
way.
grade. I get the king. Everybody's sweet as hell. And guess what? My old man would like I only had about 3 pair of jeans, a few pair of shirts. So my old man
A few
like
pair of shirts.
a few shirts. Whatever, my bad.
I ain't never.
My old man was the type of cat that's just like, oh, well, you wore that one Monday, wear it again on Wednesday. Or this.
My father.
Like, oh, man, you
Man, I
can't
went
be
through
serious.
that. No, I went through
You
that.
can't
too,
be
man.
serious. They know. And you know back when we was in school, they keep a mental note.
Hell yeah.
Like they count your clothes.
Yeah.
That summer, I got a summer job after my 9th grade year. When I tell you every quarter, literally,
With
went
the
to
clothes.
all
That was
gear.
it.
To King's Way.
That's when
Y'all remember King's
And
Way?
that's-
Yeah.
now we was all in high school.
6'9" Ferguson.
We was all
Yeah,
in high
I'm
school.
talking
Us
about man
four
on
was in
man.
there at the same time.
Right.
That's when
Well,
you,
yeah, you was
Young News Damage, Cross Colors.
Man on man.
Ultra man on
every
man.
I could not walk
Tree,
in man on man.
every dime.
Yeah,
And it-
My body stopped at the man on man door. It wasn't even allowed to go in.
Why is
And
that?
if you got some guests at that time,
Yeah.
Oh,
because
nigga.
we was using
Killer.
cross
We
color
was
damage,
wearing
but if
that.
you got some
Yes?
yes.
What about the
I
guest
stitched-
overalls?
Oh, I couldn't have those.
I had some guests, and the symbol was upside down. And this girl
So
pointed
what
it out.
was- guess what
No,
it
they
is?
was real.
Oh,
It was real.
okay.
We bought them like
Nigga, you had
Masons or
some
whatever.
Corniche.
No, they was real. Hold on. I had some Corniche overalls. I did rock them.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I stitched gas on a pair of pants.
Hey,
See?
I stitched that. I
hey,
stitched
no,
them.
that nigga has some sass on.
Oh, he had some
With the camera
Let
sign.
me tell you something. On the real deal.
With the
my man Al, who
With the sass
owns,
on.
you know, Al owns club, Nandy's.
Yeah.
Tell you something. His wife. Now, when I was a freshman in high school, I went to school with his wife, Andrea Foreman, had the baddest body probably in Detroit. She had these jeans. They call it Foxy Lady jeans, where the zipper started in
All
the
the way
back
in the back.
and went all the way around to the front.
My auntie.
And her body was so crazy that the principal and the other faculty made her stop wearing them jeans in school. Her body was that out cold. Them was the jeans for the ass.
I remember that.
Now here's
That was
what's
the first
funny.
apple bottoms.
Here's what's funny. The bitch that stabbed me had a badass body too.
Really?
But she used to take all her pants in the corners. And she made every pair of jeans she had tight legs.
Yeah.
Because she had this big ass. You know what I'm saying?
What, is she still living?
Was she like Toya though?
Let me tell
Y'all still friends?
Yeah, she
Y'all
was.
still friends?
I would never-
Big ass.
Are y'all cool now?
Let me tell you something. I haven't seen this young lady in years, but I'm gonna tell you what happened. When I got ready to graduate from Northwestern, of course, me and Kool-Aid was horrible. It took us forever to graduate. So I was graduating out of summer school. We were in the line. She had a summer job registering us. I had a friend named Becky, Lanice Thomas. And she looked, I said, that's the bitch that stabbed me in the 8th grade. We needed to take the class to graduate out of summer school. Wow. Lanice said, when I get up there, I'm going to just bust that bitch in her face and you stomp that bitch. And I said, when you get up there, hand that bitch your registration card. And you get the fuck out of school. I wasn't about to do a whole nother motherfucking year for 2 credits.
We all cool with it.
No, I ain't no cool, but I forgive quick.
But did she go to jail for that? Juvenile or something?
She went to juvenile, but they was after me harder when they found my sword. They was trying to kick me out of all Detroit public schools.
Oh yeah, that's what that.
Because they said I had the weapon I had. The way the way it was made, it was assault. It was an assault weapon.
Did she try to flip it on you?
No, she didn't even know. She didn't even know I had it. She didn't even know she almost died that day.
Shanie, you got any John Witherspoon moments?
Yeah, I slept with John Witherspoon.
I'm about to say
You dumb as shit.
Bang, bang, bang.
he got that from. He got bang bang from Shanie Lee. He got bang bang gonorrhea from Shanie Lee.
Oh, he owned a house in Spain. You know, he owned a house in Spain.
I just read he was a Europe art junkie.
Yeah, he owned a house in Spain.
Man, John Witherspoon was a great dude, though. I met him at Coco's House of Comedy.
Yes.
And actually ran into him a couple other times. And every time he was just so nice. And I was like, damn, he from Detroit. Like, he one of us, you know. He was very approachable. He was real. He was, because we got a lot of comedians now that just be all, like, you know, they don't want to be
really
touched.
What the fuck does that?
Money?
I won't even say it's money. In my personal opinion,
Oh, here come the real conversation.
I think that's a moment they could not wait for.
I think this is the deal.
I'm about to go to
When
Yes.
dudes be like, you didn't get here. I was your friend when I was that, but you didn't get here.
How you make a drink?
So we ain't really on that friend thing no more. You didn't get here.
Give me
You
some
both had a
ice.
chance to get to get here. You didn't
I
get
don't
here.
want to touch your ice.
That's what it comes down to. I do.
Gotcha.
I just wonder how the fuck do you go there?
So you think it's the money?
no.
Well,
I think it's like you didn't get here. Like you didn't get. I got here. You didn't get. We were friends then, and you didn't get here when I got here, and we ain't really friends no more. People you know,
I think people
you
like,
caught cabs with. I
you
caught
want me to
cabs
get
with Martin
drinks?
Lawrence to do shows back in Atlanta back in the day before the Def Jam and all that shit.
Yeah.
Friends, like caught cabs. I see him now as love, but ain't like I didn't get there.
Yeah, because you ain't got his money.
I ain't got his money. You didn't get here.
Is Mark funny?
Mike Epps the
Or am
same
I
way.
taking that
Really,
wrong?
I love Mike Epps.
Why? I don't like the
Did you
way.
say is Martin funny? Like
I don't know, Mark. I never even
Martin
seen
was one
Mark.
of the baddest dudes at
Motherfuckers
that
on the
time.
planet.
I haven't seen
At
Mike
the
Wait a minute,
Epps
you
lately.
said Martin Lawrence?
Yeah.
I've never seen Martin Lawrence in person.
Let me tell you something. I saw
I
him
walked
wear
up
shit
on
out.
Eddie Murphy and he was the coolest
Did you
the
tell me you
other
beat
side
somebody
of
up,
the
Mike?
Let me
You
tell
see
you
him beat
something.
somebody
Eddie
up?
ain't never
Who? Martin Lawrence.
I saw Martin throw a football and hit a guy dead flesh in the face in front of the comedy
I
store.
did.
And the guy didn't do nothing.
Let me
Martin
tell
can
you
box.
something. I did the
He
running.
took his glove, his baseball, a football like this. Where my man is, where my man Mel is, hit the guy in the face. Blow!
So
And the
all
guy
the
didn't
fights he
say
lost to Dragonfly
nothing.
Jones was fake.
real?
The guy didn't say nothing.
I did the run and tell that tour with Martin, and that motherfucker didn't let us. He would not allow them to open the curtain for us to perform in front of his sign and said,
really?
"Run and tell that."
Okay.
We had literally about this much stage to perform on.
I think that made sense though.
No, I don't.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
You don't want to run a prop?
I see.
It was a big motherfucking stage though. And you got this big old thing.
She had two
It was
curtains.
nothing we was doing because we weren't filming. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whoever his camera crew is, all they had to do was film him. He still could have shared that stage with us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it would have took the element of surprise away from his performance and what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
I think
At the end of the day, you gotta be
somebody
somebody gotta be a sacrificial lamb for the good of the good. The good of the good is him taping his TV show.
Well, I ain't nobody
And it-
motherfucking
Like,
sacrificial.
I mean, really,
So
you know,
hey, Mel, like me and you was
in that
They can suck
over
my
there.
dick.
What was that? The Fox? What was we at? Music Hall?
Music Hall with Michael Jackson, Tony Robbins, Benji. Who else is
Didn't get a quarter. Well, I don't know if they paid you.
Hell no. Nigga.
The same shit with me just doing the shit with Tony Roberts.
When Lil Duval got booed off stage.
And Lil Duval got booed. And,
I don't know what
I heard
happened.
about that.
I got ready. You mentioned that one day. You never elaborate. What happened with that story?
So was he trying to sing, my friend said? They didn't want to hear singing?
What the fuck you mean trying these songs?
Some full songs.
This nigga came out like he was possessed by the spirit of Prince. Like, I literally was like, this nigga is Lil Duval. I was like, he is now Lil Duval, formerly known as.
It's a video on him.
And he had a whole intro. So he had a band with the DJ, like, hyping it up, like, yeah, where y'all at? And so they playing the music, so they do this for like 5 or 10 minutes. And then he comes out like, smile, bitch. He got the satin shirt on, the hamburger meat on his chest.
If it ain't living your best life or black men don't cheat, tell Connie.
He did those two.
He got
that
the
should
video.
be it.
Go on Mo page.
But
man.
he
got the whole video.
did 3 more.
Mo.
So people were getting so antsy, and I'm in the back waiting to film something, and he just kept fucking singing. Then he did like a slow song, but he can't sing. The nigga sound like Kermit the Frog. He sound like something off the Muppet Babies.
Did he respond to the booze or did he?
Yeah, some girl said something because he did a tribute to Kool-Aid, and they were so angry with him that a lot of people didn't even notice what was going on. They were too busy booing him for people to enjoy him giving Kool-Aid's mother this award. And so the girl said, you ain't crack no jokes. He said, you got what you get and smile, bitch.
Wow.
And that was his response. And I said,
So let me ask you something.
dude, pull off.
Is it okay to do you have to
They
discuss
give you no money for that shit?
Do you got to discuss with the
I
promoter?
They give you money for it.
I didn't get any money.
Should he discuss with the promoter that he's going to sing, or he don't have to say shit?
He should have promoted. He should have, because
Well, he probably
nigga,
did.
you ain't on tour with Frankie Beverly and Maze, nigga.
Right.
Who the fuck is you gonna come and just sing? Nobody want to see your ass sing.
That's right.
It was a comedy show. It would have been different if they was like, oh, okay, Gap Band in the house, and
You know what it is? He hit the lick with "Living Your Best Life," and somebody told him.
No.
That's
Do
a
the
boy.
whole album.
What people don't know
That's
is
a weird
Lil
dynamic
Duval
for
was
me.
in music first. Before he got in comedy, he was rolling pile and he was doing music. When I met him,
That's a weird
he had just
dynamic.
got out of doing music. He had a whole
Because-
group.
Wow.
Well, something similar, not exactly that. Something similar happened to what's the guy? One of my favorite comedians, JB Smooth,
Oh, yeah.
in Atlanta.
I heard about that.
He followed Michael Blackson, and he didn't do well, and Atlanta booed him. But he didn't even really get into a show because he made the comment on stage. He said, I'm not a nigga comedian, right? So Atlanta lost it. Like, what you mean you're not a nigga? He thought he was talking about them. No, he follows Michael Blackson. What do Michael Blackson say in his set 45 times?
Nigga.
Yeah. So that, to me, as a comedian,
Yeah.
he was saying, I'm not that guy to say nigga this, nigga that, nigga that. I'm not calling y'all niggas. But Atlanta lost it because it was a girl on Instagram that was like, well, what do he mean he not a nigga comedian? Nigga, we are niggas. You performing in front of niggas. Like, no, baby, he's not calling y'all niggas.
Right.
He's trying to tell you, don't expect what y'all got from Michael Blackson.
It took me a while to like Blackson.
And people don't realize
I didn't get it.
JB Smooth is a
Hilarious.
beast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
JB
Yes.
Smooth, I featured.
Killer.
I think I hosted.
Been a killer.
I hosted the House of Comedy for him one time when they first started letting me host a club. I have never laughed so hard in my life, and
I like JB.
I like him because he's the opposite of me.
But this was
I'm
after,
lazy on
this
stage.
after you slept with the owner.
Right.
We just gonna keep killing him.
That's some prior
On
shit.
that 2 security ran bus hoes.
Okay, that's what it is. What's his name?
Oh, y'all.
Okay.
Hey, damn, what y'all talking about?
Oh, shit.
Hey, rest in peace, Joe Cole, man.
Yeah.
But on a serious note, man, I do want to say that Toya's got a big ass.
Y'all stupid for that.
Hey, Mike, how'd you like Deion Cole's Netflix?
It was good. I like
I
Deion.
didn't see it
It was
yet.
good?
it was pretty
I
funny.
liked it.
It was
I
funny.
love Dave Chappelle. I'm on a whole different level.
I like Dave.
I'm on a whole
I
different
saw
level.
it.
I think Deion might have asked him out.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna have to watch.
Dave Chappelle?
Shane, like Chappelle. I think Chappelle.
Wait a minute. Now, no.
Everybody
Dave
gotta
Chappelle-
do-
Let me ask you a
everybody
question.
gotta do
Dave
it.
Chappelle
All you gotta
said
say who's the best.
more creative stuff.
Yeah.
Funny for funny?
Yeah, okay, I got what you're
Dave
saying.
No,
Chappelle
Dion
is a
got it.
comedic genius.
Dion got it funny
Really?
for funny.
I'm
gotta
rocking
watch
with
it.
Mel on this one.
I gotta see it.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
No.
But I may rock
Funny
with
for funny though, not what he's saying, not
Right.
I'm making a point by saying this person gave this that.
Yeah.
Funny for funny, Dion
Yeah, I
got
was
it,
funny as
man.
hell that he
Really?
was, yeah.
Now you want to talk about
I gotta
comedians
watch
who,
it.
like we talk about how open John Witherspoon was, and Coco said this. This is something weird. Coco was talking about comedians in Detroit and how much love Shanie D and Kool-Aid get from people. I don't know if it's a Northwestern thing, but Coco
No,
made
motherfucker, so we the real shit.
Coco. No, that's true. But Coco made the point that
I'm talking shit.
they're open to people. They're open, like come into my space.
What do that mean? We're
I'm
approachable?
exactly.
Definitely
And
for
then-
you.
And then Coco mentioned
You could have just said that.
Approachable.
who you talking me? No, I couldn't think of.
Hey, Mel, he
He
told
told
her
all
that.
kind of other shit. See, when you changing your tires,
And Mel, he told her in the T. He told her in the T.I. way.
So,
He was like, see.
because Shani is expeditious.
Yeah.
Ah!
Yes. He told her in the
No,
T.I.
so-
way.
Coco mentioned myself, her, and Howie Bell. How we're like, wait a minute, who are you?
Well, you scared of people.
Even as comedians,
Howie?
How we
I was on purpose. Well,
It's
every
like-
time I've
No,
met Mel, he's always been extending his hand.
Mel the same
He might
way,
forget
yeah.
me, but after
Mel-
he'd be like,
Mel
I remember
thought you
working
were
with
gay.
you. He wouldn't have forgotten me. He wouldn't have
Mel thought he
forgotten
was
me.
gay.
Bro, that's even gayer than what Mike was saying. He wouldn't have forgotten me. He wouldn't have forgotten. No, I'm saying he wouldn't have forgotten all his hands.
Man, would you shut the fuck up?
Me and Toya.
Oh,
Hey,
Salute for the kamikaze.
Shani did see me a couple times, and every time she see me, she got a word or some encouragement or something.
Yeah.
I've met Martez like 5 different times. Every time he'd be like, "Who are you? Are you a comedian?"
Bro, I'm sorry.
And that's what,
I
but no,
promise
but that's what I'm saying. Like
Don't
some
be
people,
sorry, nigga.
but that's you. You know what I'm saying? But that's cool.
It's really
That's
not a
who you
bad
are.
thing.
No, it's not. Because it wasn't mean.
I
Like
got-
each time
I
you
can
told
tell
me
you.
go to Baker's, you was like, "Come to Baker's. I'll be at Baker's tomorrow night." And I went to Baker's. You wasn't
Me,
there.
me,
Martini, right?
You nigga ain't that
He
nigga.
did.
No, I ain't-
Martini was there. Martini let me get on, but yeah.
No, first I'm gonna speak for me. I got trust issues, so it's like, oh, but in the context of what I was saying about
Man, I
Coco
hate
saying,
they molested you in that school. Because ever since, like, you still struggling. And you got a time, man.
the point I was getting at though.
Toya got a big ass.
Ah, that's funny.
Hey, so we was talking about Dion,
Oh, yeah.
Shanie D, Melvin, Kool-Aid. Dion is one of the most
Yeah.
approachable, famous niggas you ever meet. Out of con- Dion.
Right.
Dion is that guy. He's always.
I slept with Dion, too.
Damn.
Yeah.
If you see him, point him out.
Shani D has slept with Kool-Aid, Blu-ray, Bianco, Coco, Chanel.
Hey, wait a minute. Now, hold on.
Black coffee.
Ronnie
I can't.
Heather
Flame
J.
Monroe.
You know what? I can't. Now, I love you, homeboy, but if you fuck Gemini, you're done.
Oh shit.
Twice. No, okay, wait, she ain't go that far to fuck you. She sucked his dick though. She sucked both his dicks.
Well, how did he get there?
Cause his dicks be everywhere.
Oh, man. This guy. Oh, man.
That's so funny.
Why y'all got me drinking though?
That's funny because we love each other so much, and then it's hard for me because I'm a female and I love the men. I don't really like the hoes can kiss my ass, but I'm getting to the point where I want all the men to suck my dick too. Because what I say about this promoter, this is what I was gonna tell you, Mike. So they gave me the curtain for the show, for the Little Duval. So they was like, we're gonna give you the curtain, you do well, we're gonna put you on the next show. So I ended up getting a call, like, and I did well. You know what I'm saying? To the point where when the little Duval was getting booed, the motherfucker screamed, "No, put Shanie D back on."
Damn.
Wow.
So I called the dude, like, well, what the promoter say? You know, the next show coming up, and you know, on my own, and my end, that nigga said, "Oh, he was upset with you because you brought a guest." He said, "Oh, and you parked in the Fox parking lot." So I tell Mel this all the time. As soon as I get where I'm
gay.
listen,
Who was this?
it's
A local guy?
I'm not sure if that. His name is Lenny. Do I supposed to call him out? I never get a show with him. Now.
Local guy?
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
He's one motherfucker.
Right,
No,
right.
that's Siobhan's man.
It's at this point. He's not.
Hey,
my
hey,
man.
so-
He on my thing. This ain't just
Was it
towards.
Lynn or Lenny? Lynn? Because
I
that's
wouldn't give a fuck.
No,
Lynn, Leonard,
listen,
Lynn, they all gonna suck my dick. All
To
of them.
play like that was scandalous, so fuck him.
no. That,
He was looking for reasons not to tip.
I'm team you.
No,
I'm team
exactly.
Shanie.
no,
That's
that
fuck
might
him.
be
If you say fuck him, fuck him.
Siobhan, the girl that went to whatchamacallit? No, she went to McKenzie. But
Listen.
Don't say her
With the
name.
short haircut.
Right.
Here go
No,
the
that's
thing.
her.
I don't know who guy he is. All I know is he is the promoter that did the show. And he said that he hired Detroit Comics. And this is fuck whether he get pissed off about what I'm saying.
Really?
The thing is, I'm tired of the motherfuckers paying motherfuckers like
Thank
Little
you.
Ball $30,000 fucking dollars to come and make a fucking ass of Detroit because he literally shit it in they fucking cup.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I'm asking you for 3% of that. You could have gave me $3,000 and
Right.
it would have been good. And I was gonna give you a hell of a motherfucking show and possibly get a standing O because that's what a bitch do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I have to go through all
Rock
this
the
fucking
bells.
rip.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, some bells.
Yeah, some bills. God damn it. The time you got a
But-
big ass.
Yeah, that's what we're talking
Oh
about.
yeah.
Toy got a big ass.
Oh, you can't.
No, Tanya too, whoever she is.
That Tito's that kicked in.
But my point that I'm making is it get tiresome.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It's sometimes being approachable and being funny is a fucking curse because motherfuckers is scared. They scared to put me on shows because they scared I'm a motherfucking outshine them. Then I'm a female that speak my motherfucking mind. I am gonna tell a motherfucker how.
I don't get shit the same. I don't get shit like that. Like I got.
Shanie funny though,
You know
Mike.
how this
Go
shit
ahead,
go. I
Shanie.
mean,
She is
my
funny.
record speaks for
But
itself.
Shanie's funny though, Mike.
I'm just saying. I mean, when you get to a certain level, cats ain't gonna want. I'm gonna outdress you more than likely. You're not gonna like that shit. I don't have a lot of money, but I understand to put it together.
No, Mike is best dressed. I've been saying.
I
this for 20
study
years. That nigga
fashion
best
merchandise.
Mike-
I ain't got
Mike
Steve Harvey
Bonner-
dressed.
money,
This nigga on dress.
but them
I get it.
niggas.
Hey,
was-
he keep Juno's
when
on
I
top.
put this way, when I was doing the first time I did BET, I had a suit on, and D.O. Hughley had on the cross colors outfit. He asked me, "Are you wearing a suit on TV?"
Who did?
D.O. Hughley. I said,
Wow.
"I'm a grown adult. I wear suits."
Let me tell you something.
Wow.
Mike
That cross colors outfits on.
But wait a minute,
Yeah.
Mike Bonner, when I first started, when I came in the game, people didn't know I was so fucked up. I had just lost my baby daddy, had just got killed by some motherfuckers I knew. The niggas that killed him or had association with the nigga killed was
Shanie about to
coming.
get everybody
No, no,
killed.
no.
Yeah.
Wait, but they were coming to see me perform. They followed me. You know what I'm saying? Because this was my hood. This was my hood family. And they really didn't
They
have nothing
came
to do.
so deep
They
when
didn't
you
have
first
nothing to
started.
do with this dude killing him. They just was connected to him because he was their family too, you know? So that was hard for me because I'm trying to get away from these motherfuckers. I want to get away from this whole fucking life now. You know what I'm
They
saying?
came to support you when you first
But I
started.
came in that bitch and
All the time.
I would be fresh to the motherfucker. So one time Mike and them got me a show. We did New Edition in Houston, was it?
in Phoenix.
Wherever we
No, Phoenix.
Wherever we were at a big
Well,
theater.
it's two Mexican towns.
Wait, hold on. I fucked around for the first time because I was always sharp when I rapped with Proof in them. I would stay sharp than a motherfucker. So this one particular time I decided I'm gonna wear some motherfucking Guess shorts. Do you remember this shit? I had on some fresh ass gym shoes. This nigga Mike checked the shit out of me. He told me, don't you ever let your audience look better than you. That's just what he said.
Wow.
He
Damn.
checked. That's
And my
the first
dad
time
told
I
me
had
that.
ever. That's the first time I ever decided to dress down because I always dressed up. That was me. I always dressed. I always showed that I loved clothes. I loved badass boots.
Again,
That was me.
My dad told me when I first started doing comedy. He
Just
said
stop
two
wearing
things.
booty shorts and
No,
wear
my dad said always outdress your audience and don't be nobody's blue bitch. That going to get my coat
So
shit.
you do always
No,
outdress your audience.
this is true shit. Don't be going to get nobody's coat. All that sucker shit. Let them be their own sucker.
Yeah.
At the warehouse, me and Bernie Mac on the same show.
Bernie Mac.
I'm opening up for Bernie Mac.
Warehouse
After
downtown?
after the show was over, after the show was over,
Yeah,
Bernie
man,
Mac look at me and go, we standing around these chicks, about same number of us right now. Here's me like, hey Mike, go back in the back and get my jacket for me.
What?
My daddy clicked in, my father just clicked in and I said, go get your jacket for you. We sitting here talking to, go get your own jacket.
Right.
I wouldn't try to be mean to no shit, but I can't be. I
You
can't be
just
your
tell me what
pussy.
the fuck it is.
I can't be your
For
pussy,
sure.
dude.
Let me
I'm
tell
at
you
home.
something. I'm all.
No, fuck home. I'm a man.
And I'm at home.
That home shit ain't got. I'm a man,
I don't
brother.
give
I'm
a
in New
fuck.
Zealand.
Wherever you at, wherever you at.
You can put
Right.
sugar on shit, it's still shit.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm
Amen.
saying?
But you know, we were cool after that because after that, I ended up going when he played the Fox and got heckled. He called me up to go to Michigan State with him. He said, "Find my hecklers for me and fuck them up real quick, bond them for your $1,000." True shit. And I found the hecklers and fucked them up. When Bernie first got hot, that was my dude. That was my. I was with him when he got booked to do Def Comedy Jam.
And you know, that's great to hear stories like that, like Bernie Mac got heckled. You know what I'm saying? I like to hear stuff like that because
It does help you in a
it
negative,
helped
positive
me
way.
because I get so angry with the fact that I really keep getting motherfuckers that just keep playing me like I'm a little peon ass comic. You know what I'm saying?
What is your worst bomb?
I've never bombed. I'm sorry.
Damn.
That's like a nigga saying he never went limp.
Never bombed.
Shit, my worst bomb was opening up a Cat Williams on an 11 city tour. Got to
Never,
South Carolina.
never.
I put
Never
the,
bombed?
I put the wrong outfit on and it melted my
I
self-esteem
did.
up.
I did.
I heard a boo concerto.
I ain't never
Think
been
it through.
I've
South
seen you not
Carolina.
do
You never
theater.
bombed?
Never bombed.
Did y'all hear him say a boo concerto?
A boo concerto. I put on some bullshit in South Carolina. We did 11 cities. His first
Never-
tour.
I
I was
never
living in LA.
bombed.
I was living in LA. We did all these big ass theaters in the country. South Carolina, I heard this shit. I came on stage with this outfit on. I heard this boo. Boo, 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 boo. And custom counters. Boo, 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 boo.
I have never been booed ever.
Oh, boo, I got
Never been
boo.
booed.
I ain't never been booed, but I've been up there and didn't get no laughs.
That
I
ain't
don't know
what-
which
that ain't
one I
what you
want.
at.
But see, I got always,
That
I got
ain't
stood
what
them bitches up
Now.
too.
I bombed like
Now.
a motherfucker. I ain't never been booed.
I've never been
I
booed,
booed.
and I didn't really bomb, but I did a terrible audition for Def Jam. And Kool-Aid called and checked me because I said I bombed. And he called, he said, "Shanie, what exactly do you consider a bomb?" I said, "No, nigga, this shit was the worst." I was like, niggas was walking past me like they didn't see me. They was trying to
That's
act
a
like they
bomb.
didn't see me. That was a bomb. So I did bomb doing the Def Jam audition.
Oh, and I'll tell you something. When I bombed that for Def Jam, I'll tell you something. Bob had knew me, blah, blah, and I did the audition in Detroit. They ain't picked me. They picked Tony Brown and Tommy Chun. So Bob said, come do Peppermint Lounge in Newark. The Mint was a motherfucker. Tasha Smith was doing comedy. She wasn't doing acting there.
I heard about the man.
It was her and some more on stage before I went up. They ain't lead nothing. It was over. Tasha was so raw on stage, and Samora came up raw, and I ain't a raw dude. I ain't really mind. I'm a happy, funny. My best jokes is physicality and making faces.
And the gay jokes, I like
I
that.
about Mailman Austin.
Like, let
Without
me see
saying any names.
Let me see your balls.
Without saying any names, is there any, and I know people are people, is there any comics that y'all know mutually that y'all don't get along?
I say some names. I don't give a fuck.
I don't
I
like
wouldn't say
Y'all,
I
you
don't
and another
get
cat,
You talking
y'all
about big names or?
Yeah, it don't matter. Don't matter.
I
Y'all
don't
just know
like,
y'all.
I don't like none of these hoes.
I ain't saying no names, but it's a couple of people. One in particular. I mean, when I see him, we got an issue we got to deal with.
Oh, he
I
talking
don't
about
find
Bill Hill.
nobody.
Ah! Damn, he called him out.
Damn, you
I don't really
He
fuck
called
with
him
Bubba
out.
Lamb because he got a fucked up attitude.
I ain't
He
saying.
got a
Who,
bad
Bubba?
spirit. Yeah.
I ain't saying no
Got
name.
that-
Bubba be testing jokes when everybody sleep.
That's a mistaken
No.
character flaw. I think at the end of the day, Bobo Lamb, we had a fight. Bobo Lamb has a mistaken character flaw. Bobo Lamb, I'm an athlete. Bobo Lamb, and I can get down. I love it. Bobo Lamb
Lamb
has,
is one of the funniest niggas in the country.
in the
though.
country, but he has a mistaken.
He could be.
He has a character flaw. It ain't nothing. He
Could
don't.
be,
He don't mean
if
no
he get
harm
past
by
his
it.
character flaw.
He don't mean no harm by it. And I can say this. I can see into his soul. He don't mean it, but he has a character problem. It's something that happened maybe in his life someplace. He don't mean to do shit to make you feel uncomfortable or make you not like him. He don't mean it. He wants you to like him. Desperately. But something about him, he just can't make it happen for some reason. It's so unfortunate. He's really a talented, he's a good
He's
person.
talented as hell. I
He's a
get
talented
it.
dude.
I ain't one that. His attitude to me is I don't fuck with
His
it.
spiritual energy is off for me.
I try to avoid him as well.
I'm into spiritual energy, and he pulls me the fuck to a different corner, and
I
I
got-
love
I got a
them. I
bounce.
love them, and I pray
You
for
gonna cash
them.
it?
Yeah.
How you gonna bounce? Who the fuck
I gotta
cash
do-
in?
I gotta do my
Cash
thing.
out?
I wanted the shirt, but what? How much is this?
30. You gotta show it, Shanie.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Bonner has a clothing line right now called
They sell everywhere. That's a whole
What
company
Up,
of
Dog?
shit.
Right up there, yes indeed.
I wanted the
That's
shirt, but I'm gonna
smart.
take the hoodie.
That's smart.
I got t-shirts too. Want a t-shirt?
You didn't.
That's
get,
what I wanted, the
you
shirt,
didn't-
but
you
I'll
didn't
take
give
the-
me one to.
I'll take the hoodie.
Give me one.
I can't give right now.
It will.
It's new business.
You can always purchase these down.
Somebody-
Here we go, the bullshit.
Somebody-
I'm on the bullshit. I'm
Mentos.
talking
I'm about to
I wanted to wear it out of town this weekend.
Mentos got them.
Mentos have them in the
Look at the
case.
shirt, double it.
Uh-huh.
2 for $69.
You buy 2 What Up Dog shirts, you get a What Up Dick.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was fun.
I got it.
Somebody.
Mike
been-
Bonner, any shout outs?
Somebody.
Here, not here.
Oh my God.
Not really.
Somebody sent.
Hey,
me
but
a
watch.
Pray
This
More
is. I'm
shirt.
gonna say this real
Everybody.
You hear me?
quick.
Somebody sent me
Watch
a
my
Pray More
late night
shirt.
TV talk show. We've been
They sent
doing
me-
pilots.
9
It's really
10s.
amazing.
9 10. You still on 9
We
10?
doing that too, but this talk show thing I'm doing, I was blessed to have somebody share my.
Am I
vision.
invited?
Of course you are.
Not
It's
the
really going good. We've done 3 episodes so far. The last one was really like some Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel shit. We got a new location that's
That
really,
camouflage
really
What Up Dog hat is dope as fuck.
Yes, we're in it. I mean, you want to buy one?
I think everything's selling.
One at a time, one at a time.
I got a white What Up
Hold
dog.
on, let me,
That's
let John Witherspoon rest in peace.
Yeah, yeah.
Mike Bonner, thank you for coming.
Thank you,
for the
man.
shout out. DJ Freeze, any shout outs?
Oh man, shout
How
out
you
to
gonna
y'all.
do it? You
Thank
got
y'all for
cash out.
coming.
Take a picture.
Thanks,
We're
Mike.
wrapping it up.
Thanks,
That's
Mike
it.
Bonner, for finally coming after 3 times selling us out.
Cashing in that rain check.
I don't feel bad.
Cashing in that rain
But
check.
thank y'all for coming out. It was so funny.
BB
I remember-
Winans for Halloween.
Right. I remember Martez cracked on me at motherfucking Coco's House of Comedy. I keep looking at him like that's where it hit me from.
What did he call you?
I can't remember, but I'm like, hey, he went off. I'm looking like that's where it was. He went off. It was
Courtney,
funny.
thanks for coming, man. 3 to 4 years in the game.
Hey, dog.
Hey, now Martez don't know your name after the day.
I'm gonna run into him again.
Well,
Ain't you a
he
comedian?
is having some issues.
Okay.
No, real talk. I have memory problems.
But tomorrow night I'm gonna make them laugh by
Guess you on Friday.
hosted by Frank Gutierrez. Maybe y'all out there and know about.
Oh yeah, you rocking Nova tomorrow?
Yeah.
Said before them anal babies.
Where you at tomorrow?
Yeah, what?
Make them laugh. Frank
Are you
Gutierrez
good?
show
Good
at
boy.
Oh,
Lucky
good boy,
Strikes
okay.
out
No
in
shows
November.
at Minjo's anytime soon?
No shows. I'm gonna put out a mid joke.
No, actually, Mike Bonner got the contract
Shanie D, the legend.
Johnny D. I am doing a fundraiser.
Can you see him?
Yeah, you can see me. I'm doing a fundraiser for Detroit Magic Kids. That's Friday, but I don't know where the fuck it's at.
What's magic about the
That's
kids?
why I ain't mention myself. I
I
got
don't
you.
know.
I ain't all gonna say.
I don't know. They trying to raise money for the children that need stuff. I'm just helping, okay?
For sure.
But I'll be at Big Tommy's in Novi Saturday. I'll be there.
Is that what you was telling me?
No, I'm
My
something
bad.
different. Something different.
No.
I'm not that big yet. I'm working on
That-
it.
yeah,
I'm working on it. Working on it.
All you gotta do is come on over. Big Tommy's at New and that's Big Tommy's New Parthenon. That's in Novi. And then Monday I am at Baker's Keyboard Lounge hosting. It's my Monday coming up. So I don't know who the fuck.
And
it is.
everybody, very important. Every comedian should post that at least over the weekend. If it's gonna be Monday, send me whatever you send me. I'll post it on my page.
I'm resharing.
Everybody should post something about Baker's Keyboard Lounge this Monday. At
My
least
main man,
3 or
Mel.
4 times
we
over the
trying to
weekend.
keep. We trying to
What
keep.
up, though?
We gotta keep it going.
Yeah.
Not we trying. We gotta keep it going.
Shout out to all the
Don't
comedians.
stay outspoken.
Friday, I'm at Jameson Temple Church.
Oh,
Saturday,
yeah,
I'm doing a
Josiah.
benefit for cancer for a young lady out in Warren. Sunday, I'm with Coco and Josh Adams at the Mandolin Bistro. Tuesday, I'll be in Flint. I got to do a commercial in Flint for the Flint International Airport. And then the week after that, I think,
Wednesday, you gonna be licking my ass.
Hey.
Licking my ass.
Martez, what's happening? My main man. Any shout out?
Well, while Melvin is catching
Amazing
mono
man.
in the
Hold on.
from licking
You used to work with
Shani's ass.
Excuse me, Mr. Bonner and Courtney, you can hear everything on here. You want me to put a check by your name, nigga?
November
Them niggas
5th.
want to demerit.
So November 5th.
November 15th and
15th.
16th, I will be headlining Big Thomas Comedy Club in
Oh,
yeah.
And I'm only featuring. See what I'm saying, baby? Take a minute to make it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's October
Yeah,
Devil's Night.
Devil's Night.
Yesterday we lost an
I
icon,
rebuke
a
Devil's Night.
homeboy,
Yeah.
It's not Devil's Night.
Pops.
Today. That was today. It was at 2 this morning.
That was okay. It was technically today. Thank
Did
you.
they say what he passed from?
Natural cause.
His
and
heart
heart
stopped
attack.
beating.
Heart attack.
Okay.
So listen, it's all over.
He didn't get hit by a bus. He didn't get shot.
He went out the way he lived.
Won't-
He worked, man.
He didn't
He
have.
worked.
Yeah, he
I think
did.
he went to sleep, and they said he died in his sleep.
That's the
Yeah.
best way in the world.
Yeah.
I think God really liked people that do it
God
like
bless
that.
John Witherspoon's soul.
And his
I hope he's
family.
up in the heavens. And Tracy Witherspoon, I love you, darling. I know that was your uncle. Peace and love to your family. And the comedy world is really have a hole in it tonight.
Yeah.
Over and out. from the
Episode
corner pop.
42.
Episode 42. Next week.
Episode 42. We did it.
Yeah.
Mine are looking like Papa Smurf. Let's go.
Yeah, old man face.
Let's,
I mean, looking like.